Testing, testing. What's going on, you guys? It's going to be an event. We're going to love this. We're going to love it, man. We're going to love it, man. They can't hear you. I still have desktop volume. I'm listening to music still, so All right, people can hear you now. We'll be uh we'll be here momentarily. We're
We are
still waiting.
waiting for the
Yeah,
king.
we're waiting for the king. Kidsmoove might jump in. We don't know yet, but we will. Going live. Actually, let's just do the old Google Hangout because this is we don't need the Iron Lords podcast thing. What's up, you guys? We here. We ready.
Addicts in control, y'all. Y'all in trouble.
Somebody thought I wasn't gonna have that same energy. The boys up. That flag is out.
It's gonna be an interesting day.
Somebody gonna have to get that amber salt for them teeth that's about to be on the ground. Get the amber salt for that mouth though. You're talking reckless, flapping them gums though. Y'all never had me on a reaction. Y'all gonna get that reaction that y'all looking for. Y'all gonna get that key that you looking for. You got it. Man. Yeah. I heard somebody gums is busted. I ain't been see you dudes for a while. Y'all ain't been at me for a minute. My Twitter been quiet. My Twitter been quiet. You boys been scared.
Boy, Mark Cerny Aurelius about to come out here. You're gonna be upset.
Mark the Magician. Mark the Magician is out here. He says less and shows even less. Mark the Magician. Poof, be gone.
Cerny about to pull up on y'all.
Yeah, you're gonna try to give you those flip-flop numbers that you know we could do 18. We could do 25. Hold your head, boy. Get low. Hold your head, boy. We already bust your narrative right in the mouth. We already took your sauce and mixed your sauce around your neck. You messed up, Cerny. You can just be quicker. You 3 seconds quicker. That's nice.
Here we go. Here we go.
I heard you got a nice SSD.
Telling you, man. All you gotta do, drop one of them bangers. It's over.
Yeah.
One of them
drop a banger, Cerny.
Then he gonna pull up with them flops, them 14 flops.
We got 8 flops. You flip-flopping, Cerny. You're flip-flopping,
What
baby.
you gonna do when them flops ain't
What you gonna do when that 8
Xbox
runs on you? 8 teraflops of pure power.
Listen,
yo, they trying to.
I gotta defend PlayStation Nation. We coming right now today.
Cerny don't know that it's the Series X he's supposed to be fighting. He fighting the regular X.
You saying they got the wrong memo?
Y'all gonna be tight. My man gonna pull up. My man Mike Cerny Aurelius, Lord Mark Cerny Aurelius.
What y'all talking about? It like a tower. I already got one in my house. It's the joint. We gonna knock it out the box, baby.
Y'all don't want no problems with these flops.
Oh, Cerny.
You don't have problems with these flops,
baby.
What's going on, Dev?
What's going on this glorious day?
So
loading.
Yeah, let's stop loading now. Yeah, Tipsy's in. Cerny going down some pre-orders. You already see, you know the vibes, Lord Tipsy. You know the vibe. Scream. What's going? Oh wow, Cyrus Burke. Thank you, brother. $5 super chat. I have a court order assigned by Supreme Court judge that if the PS5 is more powerful, King has to buy us both next-gen consoles plus extra storage. My man, Lord Mark Cerny Aurelius.
Check it out. And if it's not, I want all those needs in the box, and I want your money though. The same way you want my cash, I want your cash too. You ain't getting Sunday, King. This ain't Sunday, bro. You gonna get that money up.
He put it up, though. Lord, shout out to Cyrus Burke. He put it up.
I want all that money. I want the money for the system.
Well, if you want it on the this reaction, I'll send you.
Yeah, God says you friend to the realm, so we got to get you in, man. It's been a minute. You never been on the show, so let me know.
Supposedly Xbox might announce a studio today.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Phil playing petty like that. You think Phil will play petty? Here.
I don't think Phil worried about this at all, but we're about to see.
We already know it already.
Before we see the Phil, what do you think, guys? Xbox has 16 studio. Yeah, I'm hearing that.
I think it's Abzu Studio, the people who make Plague Tale.
You know, Sobo? Oh, don't say that.
I think it's them.
Yo,
that would make the most sense.
Barnes. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Also, you have to remember they got that Game Stacks live later as well.
Yeah, they gonna talk about that xCloud, the joint. That's what's up.
They've been setting this up. They set them up already. Your boys already boxed up, son. Chins is gonna be shaking, baby.
I'm gonna have to listen to Mark Cerny for an hour. Oh man,
you gotta go to school. You have to go to school sometime. The bully gonna get you. You gotta go.
All right, well, I'll send it to you on
You
Twitter.
gotta learn.
Yeah. Let's get Scream in here. Let's get some voice of reason. Adam Cerny, $5 super. Thank you, brother. Can't wait for these stats so I can get back to clam slamming in this quarantine. My man, Adam,
There will. It's waiting for you.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Now,
it's on Discord.
my man. You said clam slamming. Hello.
Yeah, be careful out there, man, with the clam slamming. Don't be careful out there.
Make sure it don't come with a cough.
Be careful out there.
What's good, Death Grips?
Death Grips, wow. Stitch. Ooh! Oh, yo, Stitch is he quit. Yo, he's spitting king bars.
That's right.
I want to see that energy for that teraflops. He said that drug is delicious.
Delicious. Let's get it.
Ghost up in the realm.
You know everybody outside ready for this.
You know what I'm saying? Scream City jumping in, Attic?
I sent it to him.
All right, cool. Because if Scream don't get in, you can get the ghost. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had the ghost in a minute. Trying to get some new faces, fresh faces. You know what I'm saying? File Davokin. That's my man. Let's go. That's my man's right there.
Well, the good thing about this is it don't matter how many people in here. It ends when it ends.
It's gonna end when they bring out a bicycle.
If they bring out a bicycle, I'm ending the stream, okay?
The new companion piece to the vehicle. Sony own 2-seater.
Stop it, kid. You better stop.
His and hers, Mitch and Match. Get low physical
bike. Did you say his and hers?
He said you want to
save last gas? Time in the car. Now they gonna do the bike.
That's right. You want to save gas? We got something for that. Get it.
God.
Hold on.
Oh, the graphic god, GG. That's what's cool.
Ooh, he said the Sony scooter, slow mo. You think you on the same type of time I'm on, baby.
There's a lot of petty lords in here. I can already see what type of time y'all on.
Bruh. We out here to get these dudes. Gotta grab them up and shake them up. You know how you do.
Sony better give you 9 teraflops and NAC 3. That's how you get it.
They're giving a whole strong 8. They're giving you a body breaking 8.
They're gonna give you 9 teraflops, NAC 3, and you'll cheer for it.
They're gonna
cheer for it.
8. They're gonna snap their spine with a Bob Backlund 8.
Yo, Forte, talk about it. It's gonna be funny. That's what I said. PS5 is more powerful. Someone gonna be upset.
Ain't nobody gonna be upset. We're gonna look right at them because they got a Bob Backlund 8.
Hey Forte, what are you even doing right now?
Forte chilling. He's chilling somewhere.
Destiny 2, probably.
I've been playing a lot of Destiny here lately. I've been playing a lot of Destiny.
Yeah. Forte's on quarantine like the rest of us.
Unfortunately, my work don't care about no quarantine. I still have to
I'm still out here in these streets. I'm looking at people with the what's up, man? You got that stuff?
Forte at home and chilling. Death Grips 91 teraflops confirmed. Let's go. You already know.
He said there's no card reader. King O needs. You'll see when you turn it on. They can add the card reader to it. It's just gonna tell you import your credit card number right now. And if you would like backward compatibility, please put your card number in now.
Oh Lord. Stupid. Salute. Yo, Dizzy is funny. Salute Javier Bacam, my brother iLord podcast, the good of YouTube. Much appreciated, man.
It comes with a built-in Alexa. Would you like that card reader now, sir? Backward compatibility engaged.
Telling you, King, you gonna be tight after this.
Y'all gonna see who Phil really is. Y'all gonna see who Phil really is. Phil Dominus
Mark Cerny, son. They not playing with Phil no more. They tired. They talking too much. Talking too much.
Mark the Magician. We know who Mark is, son. Dance moves Ryan and Mark the Magician. Sprinkling pixie dust.
I'm telling
you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. They announced that 13.5 teraflop.
Bro,
King over here, he gonna turn his camera off.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this.
Internet gonna be sick. what will come out?
It's
He's gonna
gonna
do that
be
15
13. He gonna say 13. That's when remember he did that magician math before the last time with the PlayStation Pro. So yeah, we're 12.
Oh, Christopher Hart is in here.
Chris,
Oh.
this is gonna be the fastest turnaround you've ever did in your life.
He gonna be here for 15 minutes.
Scream in the building.
He's literally gonna mute his Twitter. He's gonna delete his account today.
Tell you. Let me hit screen. I can see it. Make sure his levels is good.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
Wilhelm Scream's
Hello.
debut.
Hello.
Good.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, so your debut, Lord Scream of the Destiny universe, making his debut. Now, let me just ask you real quick, Screams. I never had you on before. We know you from PC fame, so just curious if any of these consoles, got you excited.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what is there today. I think a lot of it is going to come down to, hardware I think is going to be important, but I think aesthetically there's going to be
people don't think that's important. It is. A lot of people won't buy something that won't aesthetically be put in their house. A lot of people won't do
Sony
it.
always make beautiful looking.
Yeah, that's Sony when it comes to
I don't care about that. They always do. I don't know who they over there. They always look nice to me.
Quick, my boy, Stick King, this for you. Stitch for you. You read that for you.
Check your Discord.
Who, my Discord?
No, not you guys.
Yeah,
I'd never ask you to check your Discord, King.
Stitch got you for the super chat, bro.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You want me to roll up with the sleep eyes? Y'all done
my bad. I got you. Added you directly.
Maximus Spencer is on this petty train today. Announces that Scarlet is just as powerful. Throw him in the bushes. Who said that for you? Laugh out loud. My man said it. Yo, today Nintendo gonna come out with news too. They're gonna say our Pro is 8 teraflops as well. Bob Blackman.
Shout out to Thanos with the $2 super chat. First time watching y'all live. Use this to buy TP. What's TP? I'm confused.
Toilet paper.
Oh my God, I'm done.
You know what it is.
They announced new games coming to Game Pass about an hour and a half ago. Ace Combat, Surge 2.
Yeah, Stu Jersey. The ground. Fonz, what's going on? Live from the lockdown, baby. Be safe, Fonz. I heard about the food out there. It's crazy. Gives you be safe, brother. Continue,
y'all know I went to my wholesale man last night. Loaded up the car.
We already got all the citrus. So we gotta make man state of decay runs out here. Everybody's taking all the items.
Yeah, I told you. I go in the middle of the night.
I go in the middle of the night as well, because that's when no one's there, so you can't catch anything, and you also get to do your shopping in peace.
Sometimes you get them late trucks.
They own the warehouse that supplies the stores, so that's where I go. So before it get to y'all, I done touched it. So whatever I got, you got it already. Surprise.
Yo, Scream, I cut you off. Who did that for you? Yo, Scream, I cut you off. So you were saying, as a PC gamer, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at the power aesthetics. Yeah, talk to me of these consoles is exciting you, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to, would any of them deter me from like building a PC versus buying that? That's like the question for me. And I think it'll be the question for quite a few people.
To be honest, Will, you've been very vocal how bad your PC is.
So
just come over to the Xbox, man. Come over to the
Xbox. Does the Series X reveal, the technical reveal? Did you catch that yesterday? Any of the news?
I watched a private review on it actually. Like a guy, somebody got their hands on it. They were actually.
Oh, you talking about what's his name, Austin?
It might have been, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just type it in. I don't know exactly who. They do tech reviews all the time, but I don't know.
Probably Austin. Because he's at 1.7 million views right now, so it's probably Austin. YouTube
a lot of proprietary hardware in there.
I think he did a really good job. That Austin did a really good job.
He did a good job, but I'm biased with my old team. Digital Foundry and how they broke it down.
Oh man, you got Forte up in here too. Oh man,
what up, though?
It is. That's right.
Here we go.
I just want to know when we can start taking pre-orders. Let's go.
Clutch Man 01.
You're supposed to tell us when we can start taking pre-orders.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Man, fastest, most powerful. Listen, Man 01. This, to be honest with you, they've been saying the most fastest, most powerful Xbox All right, so you have to look at that whole sentence. The sentence
Read
doesn't
between the
start with
lines.
fastest, most powerful. It says fastest, most powerful Xbox. So that's where a lot of Sony people put their heart in. They, they put their tears behind that gate because they like, we don't feel, it's just the most powerful Xbox. Ain't say nothing but Sony. When the truth come out today, I want them tears in the bucket. I want all your tears. I'm here to grab. I'm the tear snatcher today.
Oh man.
See, Phil is the dream shatterer. I'm the tear snatcher.
Yo, Dizzy mad at you, Addict. He said that everybody got the invite except.
Look, man, I just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
You know, Addict be sleeping in all the way through lunchtime.
Facts.
King up here trying to lock people outside the pearly gates and stuff. If this thing is less powerful and stuff.
You already know.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, dudes is upset with the information I got. You're quick.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the. It's gonna start here in about a couple minutes. So here in about a minute, I'm going to switch over to the actual stream. So right now, last 2 minutes. We're going to go through the panel real quick. Yay or nay if the PS5 is stronger? King, is it stronger?
Oh, man, shut the hell up, man. Bob back on 8.
Forte, is it stronger?
Nah, man, it's not going to be more stronger.
Death, is it stronger?
Already, no, it's not even.
Lord
not even
Cognito,
close.
is it stronger?
Lord Mark Cerny Aurelius is coming to bloody your day.
No.
It's coming. Y'all been talking too much. You got out here, he gonna smack you in the mouth. Let's go.
Lord Will, is it coming?
It's equal, but it'll do something different.
No, man, that's a cop out, man.
Yes or no?
I don't know. I don't think it's stronger, but it'll do something more efficiently, and that'll make up for it.
All right. I'm going over to it now.
That's basically him saying that I want my PC to still be the most powerful thing, and I'd rather have a PlayStation.
That'll never be the case for me. But
we gotta bring him over.
Since the pandemic, PlayStation has lost some teraflops. They got to cope.
Lord chat. Hide they chat.
Oh man.
Huh?
Hide they chat.
I can't hide their chat until the video
Right
starts.
there's a hide chat button on the right.
Oh, okay.
Click
underneath.
Get it out.
Until the video
out
starts,
there.
I can't do full screen.
That's fine. Just hide they chat.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. We want to see
The
bars.
3 dots.
Oh yeah, throw they in it, boy. Throw they chat. Our chat is
I don't
here.
know,
We
man.
live.
I don't know, man. I do want to see them
Right,
crying
the realm. This is the realm chat.
when they say 11 teraflops. I do want to see that chat crying. I do want to
Instead
see
of 11 teraflops, man.
When they
Oh,
say 11,
PlayStation bar crash. G, shout out to Lord J. Is that true? Is they just crash?
They didn't use that service.
Shut up, kid.
They put it on the old service. They didn't have enough flops.
Stupid. Yo, they down for real?
Yo,
I don't know.
they gonna blame it on the virus. I'm out of here.
You got the starting screen on right now.
Well, no, I got the starting soon screen on because I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought you said they crashed out. Oh man, you
They
can't do
ain't
no
giving
better than that.
They ain't giving Microsoft enough money.
I'm done with y'all. I'm petty.
They can still hear you guys though. Just
You went in there, turn their mic off. Shut up.
Yo, the chat laughing at King. King is they rolling.
Phil is like that parent. I said go to bed.
Yo, Lord G said it's down again. Oh no, what's going on?
I know what's
Oh,
happening.
I guess this is why E3 is still going to be a relevant theme because
Yo.
people can't stream their content correctly.
Other Zig need to stop. He said that the Azure check was late. And
all right, you guys. All right, here we go. Bam.
let's do it.
1 minute and 48 seconds. Now let me get this.
It was like it was
All
right
right,
now.
everyone, stop talking.
Right.
I got to get the volumes right.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead.
One last
Shut the hell up! I told you to stop talking.
Addict in control.
All right, now talk.
Right, testing.
Now you,
When
You're gonna be
Debo's
bad
gone,
aggressive with him. Okay, talk.
yeah.
All right, how does this sound, you guys? Does it sound pretty? Because I want to make sure it's balanced.
I don't hear no sound from.
I don't hear nothing.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, I got mine on mute.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway.
bugging. I got mine on mute. Yeah, sorry.
Do I have mine muted? Oh, damn, I do.
Yo, Slow Mo said, imagine the addict telling people to stop interrupting and talking.
Imagine Slow-Mo being right once in a while.
I love Slow. He's like your nemesis. I love it.
He really is. He's like my arch
like
rival.
your nemesis, bro. Like he's your sub
He
boss.
said, I hear some weird porno music.
Part 5, what's going on, brother?
They're gonna come out with Bob Backlund. They're gonna roll Bob Backlund out.
Is it loud? So are we louder than it?
Yeah, it's the
We're
music.
definitely louder than it.
So yeah, we should turn them up, turn them down. What's loud in Mary Gomez? The music.
Someone mute and go listen to it, because I don't. The chat clearly ain't being transparent.
Chat is entertained. We need some level adjustment, y'all. Let us know how we sound in comparison to the actual music. He said, HR Bomber said we're about the same.
All right, so I'll turn it down just a hair.
Okay. The video.
Probably do a couple.
He said, yeah, he said the video's a little loud. What you say, Scream? I'm sorry.
Oh no, just I checked the levels. We're about equal with the background music. So.
Okay.
Oh, 5 seconds to become great.
Mm-hmm. We live.
But we do have some super exciting news about PS5, and who better to bring that to you than the one and only Mark Cerny. Without further ado,
Mark Cerny!
Thank you, Jim. There will be lots of chances.
Oh, this dude, man.
PlayStation 5 games.
That's right.
Today,
My
I want
man.
to talk a bit about our goals.
Oh, I
for the
saw it. Look at that
PlayStation 5
face.
hardware,
Confidence.
how they influenced the development of the console. I think you all know I'm a big believer in console generations.
Oh.
Once every 5 or 6 or 7 years, a console.
It's too
arrives
low. Turn
with
it up. They say turn it up.
substantial
I turned it up.
capabilities. There's a lot of learning by the game developers, hopefully not too overwhelming. And
retrospective
soon
time.
there's games that could never have been created before. Now, it used to be that as a console
think you
designer,
all know
could
They said
that
we're
do
guys.
it
They
with
said their
the
voice is too
best
low.
set of
Turn up the stream
capabilities
more.
for
I
the
turned
console,
the stream
and then
up as
build
much
it
as it'll
in
go.
complete secrecy.
It ain't my
For
fault this
PlayStation
dude don't
consoles,
talk
that
loud.
period lasted through PlayStation 3.
No, I'm Mark Cerny, and I'm the designer of the PlayStation.
Powerful and console, but also one that caused quite a lot of heartache, as it was initially difficult to develop games for. Build it in complete secrecy. For the PlayStation consoles, that period lasted through PlayStation 3. A powerful and groundbreaking console, but also one that caused quite a lot
I
of
can
heartache,
hear someone
as it was initially
watching it in the
difficult
background.
to develop games for.
Yeah, somebody
So,
turn that up.
starting with PlayStation 4, we've taken a different approach, roughly centered around 3 principles. The first of these is listening to the developers, which is to say that a lot of what we put into a console derives directly from the needs and aspirations of the game creators. We definitely do have some
Someone
ideas
said why
of
he
our
looked
own,
like
but
Wayne's
at the
World.
core of our philosophy for designing consoles
He
is
low-key
that
did.
game players are here for the fantastic games, which is to say that game creators matter. Anything we can do to make life easier for the
Vagabondo is
game
muting
creators
us
or
too loud.
help them realize their
audio.
dreams, we will do. So, about once every 2 years, I take a tour of the industry. I go to the various developers and publishers, sit down, and discuss how they're doing with the current consoles and what they'd like to
I can
see
turn it up,
in
but it's
future
going to make you
consoles.
guys loud.
This requires weeks on the road, as reaching the bulk of the game creators involves talking to well over 100 people at something like 24 publishers.
Why they got
and
the
developers.
imaginary people,
And
though?
it is incredibly valuable.
Don't they look fake?
By the way, the
It's
feature
nobody there
most
'cause they can't
requested
have a
by the
room of
developers,
people.
That was an SSD.
I know it just looked weird,
which we
though.
were very happy to put
It's-
in the hardware,
it's
but
what they
a
can
lot
do.
of
They
problems.
can. They on lockdown too.
I'll be doing
I know,
a
I know.
deep dive on the SSD.
It ain't like they can have a bunch of people there.
later on in this talk.
So we're listening to
It's
developers, and
also
they said a
key to make
strong
up
8 is what we
generational
need.
leap, while keeping the
Matt
console
Burns said,
sufficiently
who-
familiar to game
Who eating
developers. I
cereal?
think about this in
Man,
terms
somebody's
of balancing
slurping on a
evolution
bowl.
and
Yeah,
revolution.
man, where the
Now,
cameras at,
with
man?
PlayStation 1,
We gotta
2,
put
and 3,
y'all
the
guys
target
on
was
blast.
evolution
This
and
face
with
is y'all
brand
not
new
eating.
features.
Y'all eating on
That was
camera.
great in many ways,
Man,
but time for the
I'm
developers to
professionalism.
get up
I'm
and running
not dealing
got
with
longer
this.
with each console.
Talk,
Man,
look at the
I'm on,
door.
I'm on camera
You
for
guys
King,
gonna have to
so
stop.
King,
Like,
you
I
Thank
can't
you,
make
sir.
this
Here's
any
what I had
louder.
for those 3 consoles.
Really?
To be
Yeah,
clear,
he
I'm not
ain't
talking
talking
about
that
time to
loud.
make a game.
Well, we
Developers
can't
will be
turn up the
ambitious,
YouTube.
No,
and
it's-
it may
the
take them
YouTube's
6
up all
years
the
or
way.
so to realize their vision.
He's talking low
What
on
I'm
purpose, so
talking
y'all can
about is that
you
dead
don't hear his
time
words.
before graphics and other aspects of game development are up and running.
At this point, put the
Trying to
closed
do
caption
this.
on.
On the other hand, if we're trying to reduce that dead time to 0, that means the hardware architecture
Have a look at the Discord real quick.
We're handcuffed. We need to judge for each feature what value it adds and whether it's worth the increase in developer time needed to support it. So with PlayStation 4, we were able to strike a pretty good balance between performance and familiarity. We got required learning back to PlayStation 1 levels. With PS5, the GPU was definitely the area we felt the most tension between adding new features and keeping a familiar programming model. Ultimately, I think we've ended up with something under a month of getting up to speed. That feels like we're striking about the right balance. I'll go into a bit more detail later today about our philosophy with the GPU and the specific feature set that resulted.
What?
Oh, wow.
It's also very important for us as the hardware team to find new dreams, by which I mean something other than CPU performance, GPU performance, and the amount of RAM. The increase in graphics performance over the past 2 decades is astonishing.
Sound like a strong Bob Backlund 8.
It's a couple things.
Yeah, it's
That's why the
10
SSD was very much on our list of directions to explore.
Custom RDNA.
That's with the boost.
All right, so yeah, digital. Let me just pull it to y'all right now. Digital Foundry put it out. CPU is 8 times Zen 2 cores.
In particular,
what you call it? GPU is 10.28 teraflops. So yeah, in 36 CU at 2.23 gigahertz. So what's that dude named Tommy Fisher was wrong. GPU architecture custom RDNA 2. I don't know what that means. Why does it just say RDNA 2?
Because it's fraudulent.
Memory is 16 gigs. Memory bandwidth 448 gigabytes. Internal storage. Wait a minute. Why it says custom 825 gigs SSD? Isn't that? Well, I guess it's a tera, but they put the exact number of custom. Then we got expandable storage, NVMe SSD, and then USB HDD support for external drive, optical drive, 4K UHD Blu-ray. Now the key,
so they're having the same storage thing.
Yeah, they do it expandable. The key is, are they going to say 10 tera? Is Cerny now going to say it? That's what I want to know, because as now it's official that they are definitely less than the Series X. I want to know if marketing is going to prevent him from saying that.
I want to focus in on just one number, which is how long
I told you I would have the same energy. I told you.
Yo, their actual chat, I'm looking at their chat, they're putting Z sleep, this is boring, I can't even hear him.
Yo, Denver said Digital Foundry did it Jeff Keighley and leaked it and did him dirty.
Xbox.
Let's assume it's on the outage, which means loading a gigabyte takes time.
Yo, Mark Cerny is currently explaining how to navigate the universe.
He's a magician. I told you he's gonna say less or nothing and show you absolutely nothing. You thought you got everything. He came out with his magician gloves. That's why you can't see his hand. He pop them out every once in a while.
Justin Russell, $2 super chat. Yawn, this is boring. Ha ha ha. Get him kicked.
I think we're more entertaining than this is. Look, you guys, we put the captions on there. If you want to hear this boring stuff, the captions are there. You can read it.
My rule of thumb is that
now, some games start getting announced, we'll shut up. But this is pretty boring.
They won't announce not one game. They're not even going to show you the system. They're showing you a graph.
Very
Look at the math on the screen. They're giving you math at this time.
Now,
oh, man.
a gigabyte is not much.
He wants you to fall asleep. You're going to slide that hard 8 pause.
So boot times and load times can get pretty grim.
10 teraflop about to work out here.
He about that ball back.
Wait for the level to reload every time you die, and wait for what is euphemistic.
I want to know if they say it though.
Yo, the PlayStation chat going crazy.
What if we could have
they all falling asleep,
but a blindingly fast resistance?
Yo, slow motion. I'm just gonna read the leak. Digital Foundry.
I cannot wait to go on Twitter today. Y'all done something.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be fun today. I've been telling people for like the last couple of weeks, man, don't jump before you see.
Light them up, light them up.
Jeff Griffin, he said, man out here explaining quantum physics.
I already told you what he's going to do.
So,
man, he did the same
delving
thing.
into the nuance of their
right?
stuff.
And the answer is about a quarter of
instantaneous.
That's amazing.
Xbox don't got that instantaneous target.
Meaning
PS5
That's a damn lie.
which means
Like,
that
why
5
say
gigabytes
target?
a second for the SSD. The potential is that.
Damn, we gonna be
boots
picking
in
this
sound.
whole damn thing apart.
We gotta pick it apart.
They say targeted, not
Why
actual
ain't you
numbers.
just it?
Fades back up again.
Look at that TV. You know what, King? That TV on the top left. That TV on the top left. That's just going to the Xbox because this shit's boring.
Creators, we go from trying to distract the
Yo,
player
do
from
you
how
see
long
this
fast
is
travel is
3 to
taking,
20
like those
seconds?
Spider-Man subway rides.
Anywhere in
to
between
being
there, that's where we
blindingly
working.
fast that we not even have to slow
We working
that
in there.
transition
Yo,
down. Pretty cool, right?
We
But
ain't
for
petty.
me,
We
this is
telling you the
not
truth.
the primary reason to
He's
change
saying
from
the
a
same
hard
stuff
drive
he
to
said
an
last
SSD.
week.
The
Your man's a
primary
fraud.
reason
Look at him.
for
He giving you
ultra-fast
space
SSD
stuff.
is that it gives the game designer freedom.
Welcome to the new dimension.
Or to put that differently, with a hard
This is the
drive,
black hole
the
that your
20
money go
seconds
into.
that it takes to load gigabytes can
Throw your money
sabotage
into the
game
black hole.
that the developer is trying to I think almost all of us in the room have experienced
Said is this
maybe
hypnosis?
in
Shout out to
different
Jonathan
ways.
B5
Say we're
super chat.
making
This
an
stream
adventure
isn't
and
ray
we have
trace.
two rich
Get these
environments,
fraudulent
each
props
one
out of
with
here.
texture
Dance
and
move.
model.
After this, I
As long as you
definitely
have
got to
a
go
long
watch like
staircase or
Kidsmoove. I know
elevator ride or a
Kidsmoove was
windy
secretly.
corridor
Come
where you
on,
can
man.
ditch the old
He's probably
assets
laughing.
and
His
take
map where
30
he's gonna
seconds
go
or
when
so
this fails.
to load the new assets.
Yo,
Having a
Cerny already
30-second
left. He don't
elevator
even
ride
work
is
there no more. He don't even got a Sony
more
button.
realistically, we probably chop the world into a number of
there we
smaller
go.
pieces,
There's the
and
new
then do some
experiences.
calculations with sight
we go.
lines and run speeds.
Look at that
like we
castle.
did
Y'all
for
can't do that
Pagan
castle
City
on the
when we were
X.
making Jack
What's wrong
2.
with y'all?
The game is
Yeah,
20
shut your
years
head.
old, but not much.
Are they showing Jack
All
2?
those
They
pieces
showing
Are
are
you?
Wrong with y'all? Y'all
for
can't, bro. Y'all
There's a
can't
whole
do that,
subset
cat.
of
Look what
level
Sony
design
moving out here.
dedicated to
Oh
this
my
sort of work.
God, they're
But
showing
still,
Jack
it's
2.
designed to
That's your
distract
new
you.
experience.
Just
Jack
one
2.
their game.
Bro, look how fast it
So
loads.
when I talked
Watch.
about the dream of
Watch
the
it load.
SSD, part of the reason
With the
for that 5
SSD.
gigabyte a
Talk
second
to him, sir.
is
Talk to him.
eliminate
Tell him
bugs,
about it.
but also
Tell him about it,
second
Cerny.
for that target.
Cerny, let him know.
As
Yeah.
in,
Let's
what
go.
if the
Cerny,
SSD
get to the
is so
broad
fast
brass
that
tacks of it.
as the
8
player
ball
is
back
playing
on
around,
snap
it's
lens.
possible to load textures for
Oh
everything
man,
behind
we
the player. in
playing
the
Hotline Miami.
If you figure
Yo,
that
I'm looking at
10 half a second,
Kidsmoove, man. He
that's
looks so
4 gigabytes
bored.
of compressed
Like,
data in color. That sounds about right for next year.
oh
Back to the hard
God.
drive.
Keep that
Another
energy.
strategy for increasing
Keep
effective
that
read
energy.
speed is to make big sequential chunks of data.
And
For
this
example, we
afternoon,
might group
after they
all the
finished,
data
Phil
together
dropped
for
the
each
real
block.
bar.
That removes
Yeah.
redundancies.
Yeah,
After we
Everything
saw
gets
Sony's
faster.
joint, we
But
decided
there's a
to add
downside,
more
too,
flops.
which is that frequently
Damn.
used data is included in many chunks
SSD.
and therefore is
Look
on
at
the
that.
hard drive
Dude.
many times.
There's
Marvel's Spider-Man uses
666,000
this strategy,
people watching
and though
this
it works
stream,
very
bored
well
as
for
hell.
increasing the
So
stream
we could put
there's
crazy
a
colors.
massive duplication.
You throw them into the bushes.
Some of the
I want
objects,
everybody
like
to throw Mark
mailboxes or
Cerny into the
news
bushes.
racks, are on
Get him
the
in the
hard drive
bushes.
400 times.
Somebody please
What
tell
I'm
Mark Cerny this
describing
ain't
here are
2013
things that
anymore.
cramp a
He said,
creative
"What's
resource.
happening?"
Fire. I don't know. Yo,
Either
this is
level
fire. I
design
don't
gets a
know
little
what
bit
y'all talking about,
boring in
son.
places,
It's
or the
the
data is
one right here.
duplicated so many times that
that.
it'll
You
overtake
gotta
some of
excuse
the
God.
disk.
You
If
gotta
you didn't
excuse
know
God
that-
because he liked
Hard
the
limits
switch.
on the player's
If you didn't,
You wrong for that. You know.
And finally,
He's mesmerized
by
you
this
have
stuff.
noticed that after a
He said I'm better.
PlayStation 4 will sometimes
This is
run out of
amazing.
time.
This is amazing, bro.
That's because when just
he up there rubbing his hands together, King. Like,
the new
this is
data
great.
is
He said,
downloaded.
"Oh my God, you see that
Before the
treehouse?
game
You
boots
see that
up,
Breaking it
a
down
brand
right
new
now.
file has to be
Shout out to
Yo,
Jonathan
this
B.
is-
They're about to show Ray Trace Pac-Man
Otherwise,
demo.
we can
He said, yo,
They
yo,
better
Will
Wilson
show
be
said
something.
Frog in
change
2020 told y'all fine. Let my man get his bars on.
No,
He
don't let nobody
literally-
get this dude.
SSD.
No,
Let my man bars.
Why he's doing a GDC?
I wanted to-
Why is he doing a GDC takedown? Like we all developed. Nobody came for this, Cerny. Stop playing
What
it.
patch
There's
installs?
yet one
Does
more
anybody on the
benefit,
screen
which is
know?
that system
Man, half the
memory
people
can
watching
be
don't
used
even know.
much more.
90%.
Y'all was
On
talking
PlayStation
crazy.
4,
He had to
game
educate
data
y'all
on a
right now.
hard
How it's
drive
about to
feels
go
very
down.
Where's the
consistent
box?
and difficult.
I want all these
By the time
PlayStation.
you
I want all
realize
these
you need a piece
PlayStation
of
fans
data,
that's gonna be making
much too
videos
late to
later
go
to
out
talk
and
about how
So
boring it
system
Yo,
is.
memory
even
can
Christopher
be
Hart is
used
laughing. Yo,
in the
Yo,
next
where's the
couple
box?
of
yo,
months.
my editor in chief just hit me.
That
Said
means
Chef Ross
a
said
lot
this
of
is
the
so
8
far
gigabytes of
dreadfully
system
boring.
memory
Damn, Frost.
idle. It's just
Where
waiting
is-
I'm
there
supposed to be
for
writing this and covering this.
Where is the box?
On PlayStation
You're not supposed to say it's
the
boring.
SSD is
I
very
want the
close
box.
to being
Pause.
like more RAM.
With the box.
Oh, come on, James.
Get the box out.
Here we go.
Yo, at this point, are they gonna show the box?
They're not showing
That's the
nothing.
question.
They
They
show the
gonna
controller?
Data
That's what they did
pumped
last
into
time. They
memory
showed
when
just the controller. They didn't show the
reviews.
box. So
They coming with the back button.
the back button. They go. Oh, guys, that back button you guys want is coming back.
This is one of the reasons
The
that
back
16
boogie button.
gigabytes of GDDR6 feels right.
Yo, shout out to Kidsmoove. He said, at least it's better than the PlayStation 5 logo reveal. My man.
Yo, they bringing the vehicle out. I'm telling you right
Back to
now.
the dream of the
PlayStation just lost
Yo,
3,000
Put the
viewers.
game in a second. No load
Dude
screens.
logged off. He was like, "What the hell
Design
is this?"
freedom, meaning no twisty
They just lost
passages or long corridors.
4,000 people.
More game
They
on
trying
the
to keep
disk
their
and more
stocks
game
up
on
because
the
since the
SSD.
stock market
And
crashed,
finally,
they only got
those
Cerny left.
installs go.
Said,
Wow.
well,
The
over
reality,
here,
though, is that
we
the SSD
trying to
is
do
just one piece of the puzzle.
the
There's a
projections
lot of
is what we
places where
talking.
bottlenecks
We are
connect
targeting.
between the SSD and the game code
What
that
we
uses
trying
the
to
data.
do, yo, you
You can see
stupid.
this on
That man got
PlayStation
no
4. If I
concrete
use
facts.
an SSD with 10 times the speed of the standard hard drive, I probably see
done.
double the loading speed.
We gonna call him Captain Ambiguous.
For PlayStation 5, our
am
goal
I the
was
only one
not
who
just
thinks
that
Matt
the
Cerny
SSD
should
itself
be
be
doing
100 times
audiobooks?
faster. It was that
I mean,
the
this
load
guy-
You right to bed
streaming
tonight,
would be
boy.
100 times faster. So
Sleep time.
every
my
single
God.
potential bottleneck.
I want Matt to read
And there
me,
are a lot
you know,
of
the
them.
Lord of the Rings.
Let's look at
That's
checks
the-
and what happens when its overhead gets 100
Wow.
times
Listen,
faster.
Mark,
Let's
tuck
look
me
at
in
check
tonight,
Check-in
Mark.
is a pretty simple process.
Nah, it
Data
is
Listen to
type
your
four,
bedtime
type
story,
We're
Mark.
telling
directly
you-
from the hard drive or SSD.
Oh,
We're
kid
gonna
over
tell you
here.
how. We're gonna
A
tell
few
you how
values are
system
tweaked
checks
to
in with the
check
package
in,
lost
and
and
then it's moved
everything.
to
What's
its
good?
destination.
Man, they brought the
But
heavy
the
hitters out
SSD
there. Y'all not
speeds
be
are
able to.
Bro, man, they
That
could have just
last
made
part,
this a press
moving the
release and
data,
just
meaning
released
Hold on, is
the
Kidsmoove
info.
here?
from one location to
Yeah,
another.
he got all
takes
his kids
roughly
making
the
noise.
entire next day.
I mean, the kids
And
making
that
noise is more
right?
entertaining
All
than
the
this
overheads
dude.
get 100 times larger. That
He
will
said,
cripple
"Hi,
the frame
guys,
rate as
I'm
soon as
Mark."
the player moves and that massive stream of data starts coming
Hello,
through the
guys.
SSD.
I'm Mark.
So to solve this,
Today,
we built
I'll
a
walk you
lot
through
of custom
how a
systems,
SSD
namely
works.
a
Mark,
custom
what
flash
you
controller
doing
and a
games,
number of
Mark?
custom units.
The
in our range.
SSD is
The
sometimes
flash
fast.
controller in the SSD was designed
It's
for
better than the
smooth and
HSD.
bottleneck-free
Yeah.
operation, but also with games in
done.
mind. For example, there are
Yeah,
6
good
levels.
job.
of
Notice
storage.
they've literally been talking about SSD for 40
Priority is very
minutes.
important.
Yeah, he was
Because
David
that's
on his
the one-
SSD.
Heading
That's
into
probably
some
the
new
one
location in the world and
thing they have that's better
This
than
is
the
literally
Xbox.
like-
Freaking
literally
SSD,
they're-
that's
while those
it.
textures
They're
are
being
good,
beaten
spend
every-
$45 extra on an SSD.
That's why I tried to
Having
tell people
multiple
back
power
like
levels,
last year when they talked
audio
about
for
that
those
SSD
dying
being the
words
most
get
important
loaded
thing they talked
immediately.
about, and you ain't heard nothing since. They
On
let you
one
know
side,
this is
that
the
We're
is
talking
the
about it
power.
They
again,
like,
just
we
in
know
case you
they-
forgot.
They like, we know they got the hot shit, but we got this SSD. We got this SSD.
We ended up with a
Yo, Cuz,
12
you said you
channel
must have
system.
forgot.
8 channels.
We got that
The resulting
SSD.
bandwidth change.
Someone in the chat said, "I'd rather have the virus."
Natural size that emerges
Oh,
from
wow,
the
wow.
SSD.
Come on, y'all.
It comes with every new
Key
SSD.
question for us.
12-channel
It's
interface.
Straight out the
Respect
box.
that.
Certainly
Respect his
doesn't come
head.
cheap.
Respect
We
his
have a
head.
responsibility
Custom
to
flash
the gaming
controller.
audience to be
Let's go.
cost
Oh, man,
effective with
shut
regard
that
to
up.
what we call
Yo, today,
Resolve this question
someone
by
said he
looking
got
at
the
play
Persona
patterns
5
of a broad
haircut.
range of gamers. We examined
He got-
specific games.
he got the
that were
new
playing
baked-in
over the course of
haircut.
a weekend,
I
a week,
love
or
he
a
said,
month,
welcome to
whether
Mr.
that's
Cerny's neighborhood. Welcome, boys and girls.
we were able to establish that
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
You ain't have to do that, Willie. You
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
have to do the.
let's read some.
Locked in
Let's
on
read some
that
Twitter chat, man. This is from Dreamcast guy. This is about to be a full hour. Cerny whispering in my ear about how the solid state drive is zero gameplay. Good info, but I want to see backwards compatibility.
Why are we glossing over the fact that he's been doing this since '86? This is the same move he's been doing. We're gonna name you Mark the Magician. You are Mark the Magician.
Before
We
we
got
talk
Jim
about what
Dance
that
moves,
does,
Ryan, and we
let's
got
talk
Mark the
compression.
Magician.
PlayStation 4
What's up
used
next?
really
What's
best
up
compression
next?
We decided to use it again
This
on
is this your
PlayStation 5,
Sony?
but
Is this your
on the
king?
2017
You know what this looks like?
I
This
learned
looks
about a
like
new
one of those
format
like
called
skits that comedians would use.
BG about
It's
to
like
fall asleep at the
Z-Lib's
fucking
Smart
desk.
Simple,
Yo,
similar
tell me
to
this don't look like a skit like Dave Chappelle would
10%
use.
better.
They
Yeah,
need
those
to show
people in the
us.
front.
What is that, the
means
virus? You got the
10%
virus
more
on screen?
game on the USB. Kraken had only
Said
been
all
out for a year, but it was
PlayStation 5s
already
come with a
becoming
virus-free
de facto industry standard. Half of the teams I talked to were either using it or getting ready
You
to
rub the
evaluate.
alcohol on
Oh,
top
I
of your
guess-
PlayStation
built
5.
I guess they got their own
compressor
Kraken
into the
now.
IOU.
Is that Kraken?
Oh, they
left?
got the Kraken. They got the Kraken.
Kraken.
Son,
Baby,
Sea of
full
Thieves was
color
good.
on
CTs was good. You don't want no smoke, CTs. Let's go. Real cracking.
But the
Look at
unit
that cracking.
itself
So
is capable of
it just
outputting
said
as
to
much
keep
as
showing the map from
22
Crystal
gigabytes a
Maze.
second if the data happens to compress particularly rapidly.
Somebody just said the
By
reason
the way,
this
in
stream
terms
made
of
good because
performance,
Sony cost
that
cost cutting.
equates to 9 of our Zen 2 cores.
Yo, I'm about
That's
to
what
be
it would
movie
take to
today. He
decompress
killing
the
me.
traffic stream.
Chris Matthews about to come on stage.
There's a lot more.
And cameras
than
and catch
custom
the
IOU,
latest episode of How to
including
Catch a Predator.
dedicated
I'm done
DMA
with you.
controller. The game can direct exactly where it wants to send the data.
They
off
up
of the
here,
SSD.
they say it's Sony
This
up here
equates
giving
to
y'all
another
exact
Zen
numbers of the
2 core or two in
SSD
terms
because
of
it's not a full teraflop.
primary
I mean,
purpose is
terabyte.
checking
They said we give y'all less than a terabyte, y'all.
There's
That's why
2
we give y'all
dedicated IO
exact
coprocessors
numbers.
and a
Y'all
large
got
RAM pool. These aren't Zen 2
550
cores.
gigs.
They're
So you need to
principally
make
direct a
a
variety of custom hardware.
you know.
around them.
Yeah, right. And you
One
said
of the
200 goes to the
operating
operating
to
system.
SSD IO. This
Winter
lets us
Horizon's
bypass
like, am
all
I in
file
school?
IO
I
and
thought we was on
bottlenecks from
vacation.
memory.
Shout out to Philly EQ. $5 super chat. So to be
Which
fair, I'm
I
going to
know
assume this
doesn't sound
reveal is
like
for the
anything
shareholders,
related
not
to
the
the
idiots
SSD,
on Twitter.
but a
As
lot
I've
of
been saying for
developers
months,
map
salute
and
laws.
remap
Here's the
memory
thing,
as
Philly
part
Eagle. The
of
problem
file
is,
IO, and
at
this
least
too can
I
become
feel
a bottleneck.
that this was a
There are
reactionary move.
coherency
The
engines
timing
to
felt
assist the
very
coprocessor.
reactionary. So
Coherency
I
comes up a
can't give
lot
them a
in places.
pass like
Probably
this
the
was
biggest
play. Like they didn't
coherency
announce this
issue
ahead of
is
time. Yo,
stale
we're gonna
data
do
in
this.
the
This
GPU
felt like
They
yo,
weren't really
Microsoft's doing a lot.
transparent
We need to
about
do
this
something.
being just for the
Whenever the SSD
developers
is
either.
read,
Like
is an
they're like,
unattractive
show up
option.
for the
It could
details in the
really hurt the
PlayStation
GPU
5.
performance.
This literally looks like
we've
it's something I'd see in like
implemented
a.
a gentler way.
No, but this is what they would have presented
Where
at GDC. I agree,
coherency
Slow. It
engines
just
inform the
again
GPU of
the
Nah,
timing.
we ain't giving them that excuse. They about to get this
Microsoft,
work.
man, Microsoft keep coming after their neck, and they felt like they had to do
Shout
something.
out. Shout out to my man Phil Dominus
The best
Maximus
thing is,
Spencer.
Chief Tommy mad at us. He said he's out.
You don't
He
need
said
to know
y'all
any of
clowns.
this.
So y'all
You
not
don't
appreciating
even
this
need to
greatness.
know
Chief
that your
Tommy's
data
out.
is compressed.
Yeah, you
You out
appreciate
because
this
it's
20.
Indicate
You
what data
appreciate
you'd
this
like to
20
read
minute
from the original
solidity clean on the
uncompressed file
SSD
and
that
where
we've
you'd
been
like to
getting.
put it. And the whole
Shot,
process
She
of
Tommy, you
uploading
out
it
because it's boring.
happens invisibly.
And I respect him. He's a PlayStation guy, Switch guy. You know, y'all not respect
Thanks
it.
to all of that
I'm so
surrounding
sorry for
hardware,
you.
our
We'll
phone
see you.
was
We'll see you
supported
Sunday,
by
Chief Tommy. We'll see you
No.
Sunday.
100 times faster and allow the dream of
BG is so-
Switch over.
super fast stream
BG is so befuddled. His chat is like,
Having
BG,
said
can you
that,
talk to us? He ain't saying
expandability of our
nothing, just
SSD
looking
Sitting
at
there
the
with tears in the- You know what they got though,
Flash
right?
is costly.
We got
and
a
you may very
console
well
for
want to
you.
add storage to whatever
If you're not liking what you see on the screen, you're not liking the words that's coming out of his
Yo,
mouth.
Fame
We got
said
a
this
console.
boring. Y'all was hyped for this.
if you have an extensive PlayStation
Phil Dominus Maximus
Yeah,
Spencer is the leader that you need.
Hyped for the
The man that will
reality.
stand up for the
You
people.
You guys realize?
large
You guys realize how bad they're about to get clowned over this? Like,
Oh, they about to get this. This about to get over.
it's over.
The room that left is over. What you talking about?
Or
It's not over.
King is like, I can't believe I got out of bed for this.
Yo, he's telling you the difference between the SSD and the XO external drive. He's done, man.
Shout out my man Hollow the Dog too on Super
Like the
Chat.
thing they
Thanks
clown
These
for.
are
on, like,
internal
later
drives
news, you
you
know,
can
like
download
after
from
a
the web and
terrible
install
attack
He
that
said,
day,
"Thank
they're
the
like,
Lord
and
for making
then
this
today,
unbearable
everybody
for
makes
PlayStation."
fools
we
of
support.
themselves.
And
He
when
said, "Thank the
okay,
Lord for making this unbearable
they
PlayStation 5
connect
reveal."
through the
ASMR.
IO unit, just like
Yeah.
our SSD.
Somebody
Yeah, John from
told me-
Disney Fire said the PS5 is a
Full
lot
advantage
faster
of
than the Series X and will
IO
allow off-the-shelf
coprocessors and all
NVMe
the other
drives,
features I
but
was
none of them
talking
are on the market yet. So they gonna talk
Here's the
that
catch,
speed.
though.
You know what I'm saying?
commercial
SSD. That's why they
drive
killing us with the
at least
SSD
as
talk.
fast
They
as
quick.
They
ours.
know what time it
Games
is.
that rely
quick.
on
They're
the
gonna be
speed of our
dancing
SSD
around.
need to work
They
flawlessly
said
with
they
NVMe2.
said be right back. Go to see
When I
if my
gave the
grass has
wired
grown in the
interview
past
here,
22
I said
minutes.
that the PlayStation 5 SSD is faster than anything I've ever on PC.
You know what this smells
At the
like?
time,
You know what it
the
smells
version
like?
two
It smells like it's
used PCIe
delicious. It smells
3.0,
delicious.
And 4
You know what it smells like? It smells like y'all losing.
In other words,
That
no
smells like-
PCIe
that smells like y'all in
3.0
trouble.
can hit the required spec. M2 drives with PCIe 4.0 are now out in the market.
Yeah, it's kind
That's
of
Getting
all they
on
got.
in,
You know when you got that one
samples
dance move, you keep dancing
4
that
or
move
5
on the
gigabytes.
dance floor.
By
Does
year
somebody
3, I
like
expect
it?
there will be drives that saturate 4.0
They broke, no
support
fix it,
7
basically.
gigabytes a second.
Your man got a
Having
hard
said that,
two-step.
We are comparing Apple
Yeah, Christopher Hart is laughing. We got Christopher Hart saying y'all fine.
And at this point, just show us what the
For example,
SSD look
the
like again.
NVIDIA
If you
uses
go
They
back.
don't even got a
priority
picture. They got
scale for requests
projections.
that
They
the
got
M2
thoughts
drives
of it.
can read. And
This is what we were.
but
This is what we're
The
thinking
dream
of.
I had
to
of an
crazy
SSD.
priority levels.
They didn't
Hard
finish the
drives support
payroll,
6.
so you know what it
We can
is.
hook
When you
up
ain't put
the
that
drive
money
to
up, they
multiple
can't give
priority
you the
levels,
official product.
definitely. But our
Microsoft pays for all
custom
their
I/O
stuff
unit
already.
has to arbitrarily
Oh,
pick
the
priority
image,
rather than
SSD
the M2
image
drive
compatibility.
controller. And so the M2 drive needs a little
they
extra
said that
fee
this
to take
stream
care
is
of
rumored
issues
to be
arising from
53 minutes
different
long, and half of it was on a SSD.
That commercial drive also
Half
needs
of it.
to
It's
physically
still on the
fit inside
SSD.
of the bay we created for PlayStation 5 for M2 drives.
It's just a warm up
Unlike
right now.
internal
He got his
hard
warm
Get
up.
that JD game. Get that JD
Unfortunately,
game.
no
Oh yeah.
standard
They
for
overclocked the hell out of those
M2
36 cores,
and some
and that
M2
system is gonna
drives have
burn up,
giant
take flights, and
heatsink.
blow
In
up.
fact, some
All I
of
can
them
say is
have
not
built
like
in.
this. Damn PlayStation.
Right now, we're getting M2 drive samples and
You said, yo,
benchmarking
Chief
in
said, shut
various
up,
ways.
shut the F up. It's
When
just not the
games
best
hit
experience listening
beta
to
as they
y'all
get
talking
ready
for
for
Mark the whole
PlayStation
time.
5
Maybe mute
launch
the
at
stream.
year-end,
Have
we'll
fun,
also be
y'all.
doing
Nothing
some
but look, he want to hear them
compatibility
Mark
testing to make
bars.
sure that the
Well,
architecture
Yo, we
of
got
particular
the
M2 drives
you
isn't too
can't
foreign
read.
for the game.
You cannot read. What's going on with you? Your eyeballs not working.
Want to hear the gloriousness of Cerny spit these
and which drive
SSD
samples have
bars.
benchmarked appropriately high in our
Drive
testing.
is smooth.
It would be
It's a
great if
smooth
that happened by
drive.
launch, but it's likely to be a bit past that. So
What we got
please
with
hold off
going on
on
with the
getting that
drive is
M2 drive
smooth and
until
it's
you hear
fast. Pause.
Okay,
The
back to our
drive
principle.
is better than the
Balancing
last drive.
evolution and revolution is the
You'll
second.
be able to
This
get
was
to your
definitely
games
a
a whole
recurring
lot
theme with the
faster.
GPU.
Hold up. We got some
New
super
GPU
chats. We got a
features and
$5
capabilities.
super chat from
If we only have more
Jonathan B.
performance, it's not really a
Ain't
new
no. To be
generation of
fair,
consoles.
Major
Of
Nelson
course,
moonwalked
many
out
of
and
these
whispered to
capabilities
us
result
for an
from
hour
new
we would have
performance.
killed
Part
Microsoft.
of
Let
why
Sony get
PlayStation
this
5
work.
teraflop is
And then
more
Cyrus
powerful
Burke
than
said,
before.
"Crap Gamer Curse is
But we aren't just
undefeated."
looking for the
Yeah,
performance.
foul.
We also need the
Shout out to
ability to
them.
do something with the
Yeah,
GPU
foul.
that
This is
could
a
not have been
revolution
done
and an
before.
evolution. We have taken it.
We need higher
We have
performance
taken
for
it
what?
from the
Every
dark
time we
ages
double
and
the
brought it to the
performance of some
light.
GPU
As you can
components,
see,
we
we
don't
moving
want
in
to find out
smooth
we've doubled
light
the power
speed.
consumed and the heat reduced.
I am
But at the
Mark the
same time,
Magician,
we have to
and I
make
am
sure the
giving you
GPU can run
nothing.
PS4 games.
You
And we
are,
have to
you
ensure
will
that the
literally
architecture
walk
is
away
easy
from
for the
this
developers to
more
adopt.
tired than you came
Now,
in.
backwards compatibility was handled
He said his
masterfully
Bible
by
studies
AMD.
in here.
They treated it as a
Bernie
key
Madoff
need
get
throughout
pictures
the
like
design process. As our solution to adding new
Hey,
features
let me
without
see what's
blindsiding
going on
developers,
Twitter.
we made sure that
Yeah,
if
they
there
lose
were
Wow.
on the
significant
Wow,
features, it would
Xbox
be
is
optional
petty.
to use them.
What they
The
do?
GPU
Xbox
just-
do.
supports ray
They
tracing,
just
but you don't
posted
have to
an
use ray
in-depth
tracing
on their
to
new
make your game.
controller.
The GPU supports
honest
some
with you,
primitives,
they got
so
you.
you can release
So
your
now-
game on PlayStation
I
5
bet you
without
a
needing
video
to
talking about a controller would be more
Before I get
entertaining
into the
than this.
capabilities of the GPU,
Yo, I want everybody
I'd
to
like
put
make
who
clear
did that
two
for you up in the
points
joint.
that
Y'all
are
gonna
quite
Let's
respect
do.
my
Who
man.
did that for you? We need
Phil
some proof.
Dominus Max
Hold
and
up,
Spencer.
hold
Y'all
up,
gonna
hold
respect
up.
him.
We gotta
based
do it,
on
man.
their
We gotta do it. I
RDNA2
gotta go to the main
What does that
scene,
mean?
and we gotta click
Oh,
who
don't
did
listen.
that for you.
Continuously improving.
Who
the
did that
performance
for
of
you?
tech. For RDNA2,
alright.
their goals were roughly speaking
Oh, here we
to
go.
reduce power
What we up
consumption
to?
by
What we up to?
They get the custom,
re-architecting
they got
the
the custom.
GPU to put data close to where it's needed, to
go.
optimize the GPU for
Bad
performance,
tipsy.
and
It
to
says
add
a
new,
custom
more advanced
RDNA
features.
2.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
but
not
I
real.
say to be
Feature
fair,
set
though, but
is
to be fair,
malleable, which is to
Microsoft
say
says
that
custom
we have
RDNA 2
our own
GPU as
needs
well,
for
so it could be
PlayStation,
straight up. I'm
and that
bugging.
can
It could be
factor
straight up
into
RDNA 2.
what the AMD
Say what I buy a
roadmap
Mark Cerny
becomes.
statue. Are you
So
hot?
collaboration is born.
Take the
Oh,
ball, take the
you
overlay
hot.
off. Add it.
Concepts to
I did.
AMD
Let it rock.
felt to be
Okay.
widely
Oh, I'm
useful,
late. I'm
then
sorry.
they can be
I'm
adopted
I just
into
put that,
RDNA2
I had to
and
put
used
that. Who
broadly,
did that for
including
you?
in PC
You foul.
GPUs.
You're foul.
If the ideas are sufficiently specific to what we're trying to accomplish,
I'm
like
telling
the
you,
GPU
right now,
cache scrubbers I was
I
talking
want
about,
all of you to
then they
go
end up
and
being just praise.
pre-order our
If you see
fast
a
food
This
machine.
this is that dude that talks a lot, trying to act like he knows what he's talking
PC
about.
card at roughly the same time as we release our console.
He said
That
we got
means our
GPU
collaboration
scrubbers.
with AMD in producing
So
technology
all your
useful in
GPUs will
both
be
worlds.
shined
It
up and
doesn't
polished.
mean that
Pause.
ASM simply incorporated the PC part into
I
our
expect
console.
everyone
This
to
continuous
partake
improvement
in the
AMD
back button.
technology means it's dangerous to rely on teraflops
The
as
back
an
button is
absolute
there for
indicator of
everybody to
performance.
partake in.
And CPU count should be available as well. In the case of CPUs, we all understand this. The
Yo, imagine how long it
PlayStation
took to make this
5
video.
Each have 8 CPUs, but we never think that
He said we're gonna base our flops against our old flops.
It's the same for CUs. For one
The
thing,
new
they're
flops
getting
versus
much
the
larger
old
over time.
flops.
Why they
Adding new
gotta
features
partake
means
in the
adding
back
lots of
button?
features. In fact, the The transistor
Our
count for
research
a
data has
PlayStation
shown that
5
y'all have
CPU
not partaken
is
in the back
62%
button,
larger
please.
than the transistor count for a PlayStation 4.
I would like all of y'all to
Second,
partake.
the
Thank you.
PlayStation 5 GPU is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. What does that mean?
Please, right
One
now,
way we
put your
can
back
achieve
buttons in the
backwards
air.
compatibility is to put the previous console's chipset in the new console, like we did with some PlayStation 3s.
I'm sorry, yo. I'm
That's, of
trying.
course,
I can't do it too
extremely
much like this.
a better way is to incorporate
He
any
said
differences
we're
in the
gonna
previous
we're gonna
console's
put our
logic
system up
into
against the
the new
oldest system we
console's
got,
system
the
chip.
PlayStation
Meaning
3.
that even if the technology
As you notice, it doesn't have a back button.
Pro titles rely on is still available
And we conquered it.
Oh, right there, backwards compatibility. Only PS4.
Oh, here we go.
Compatibility is in the console. It's in. It's not as if a cost differential removes backwards compatibility like it did on PlayStation 3. Achieving this unification of functionality took years of efforts by
price of
AMD.
$39.95 a month.
Advancement creates a potential
I do want to hear
divergence
this.
in
Everyone be
logic.
quiet.
Running PS4 and PS4 titles at boosted frequencies has also added complexity. The boost is truly massive this time around, and some game code just can't handle it. Testing has to be done on a title-by-title
He
basis.
said you wanted to hear it, but he said
Results
nothing.
are excellent, though. We recently took a look at the top 100 PlayStation 4 titles as ranked by playtime, and we're expecting almost all of them to be playable.
Almost. It's not even backwards compatibility. They doing
I told you that already. Select
With regards
titles.
to new features, as I said, our strategy was to try to break new ground.
Oh, so
but
it's
at the same
confirmed.
time
only
not to
PS4
require
titles
use
and
of the new
only
GPU
almost all of them.
For more than a decade,
Which, you know,
GPUs
Microsoft
have
does the same
imposed
thing.
Oh, yo,
restriction
even
on
G. Well, shout out to Lawrence
Software
gave me that.
handles
He's a big
vertex
PlayStation guy.
processing,
He's
but
pissed. He was
for
like,
the
what you
most part,
mean?
dedicated hardware
Only
is
some
responsible
PS4
for the
titles, not even
triangles and
fully
other
back to
geometry
back.
that the vertices
What?
form. That means
Oh my
it's not
god, dude!
possible
Xbox
to do
is
even
just
basic
crazy.
optimizations,
They just
such
said
as aborting
the Phantasy
processing
Star
the
2
vertex
online
with all
beta
geometry
test
that
starts
uses
right now.
Yo,
Let's go. Let's turn it up.
It's so funny.
Yeah, Sob does owe me knees.
What's this? What does almost mean? What is that? What?
Yeah, Sob does owe me knees. Them knees is mine. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
hard up, though. Yeah.
It's up. Them knees is good. We all good.
Or
You want to unlock the rest of those the backward compatible
Yo,
games?
Dad
Some
said,
3550.
Brock Cerny said, we looked at the top 100 popular games and we got almost all of them backward compatible.
Yeah, that means we got 35 games.
primitive shaders, which allow the game to synthesize geometry on the fly.
I'm about all of this. This has been the best day ever. This is about the best day ever. Y'all don't ever get me mad at this. I'm about all of this. You said they got primitive shaders.
Oh my god. And improvements in particle effects and other visual special effects.
We got
Another
rudimentary.
major
We got
new feature
primitive.
of our custom RDNA 2-based GPU is ray
Your
tracing,
man
using the
is
same
out here
strategy
trying to
as
give y'all
AMD's
tech
upcoming
talk.
PC GPUs.
Oh my, see, the worst part about this is he's just going over stuff that Xbox has been doing already. Like, they were more
into ray tracing.
Look, Microsoft was like, look, they don't want to hear this nonsense. Let's give it to someone that can say it in a more entertaining way. Here you go, Digital Foundry. Sony's like, hold my beer.
Follow the super chat. It's so boring. It's putting my Xbox to sleep.
Program,
His eyeballs, he's showing eyeballs, ray trace eyeballs.
So let's say they do the hardware accelerated joint. That'd be lit.
While the intersection engine is processing the requested ray triangle or ray
The intersection engine is telling me how to get to Neptune. I would really like to know how to
ray
get to
tracing
the
instruction is pretty memory intensive, so it's a good mix with logic heavy code. There's of course no need to use ray tracing.
Oh, of course.
PS4 graphics engines will run just fine on PlayStation.
Now we're going for different. Look, yo, we doing different phases of ray tracing.
It'll take less than a million rays a second to have a
You
big
didn't hear him.
impact on
He
audio.
said,
That should be
of
enough
course,
for
the PS4
audio
graphics
occlusion
are so
and
good,
some
we don't
reverb
need to use
calculation.
ray tracing.
With a bit more of the GPU invested in ray tracing, it should be possible to do some very nice global illumination.
Very nice global thing.
Having said that, adding ray
Having
traced
said
shadows
that-
and reflections to a traditional graphics engine could
You
easily
like the
take
reflections
hundreds of
on
millions
full
of
ray
rays a
tracing?
second. And
You know what? His
How far can we
all-time
go?
thing was like.
I'm starting to get quite bullish.
What
I've
do you
already
think? Do you
seen
think
a
people are gonna know
PlayStation
what
5
we're
title
talking
that's
about? Oh,
successfully
dude, don't
using
worry
ray
about it. They'll be
tracing-based
sleeping like 10
reflections
minutes. They're not
to
hearing this part of this
complex
thing.
animated scenes with only
They're already hypnotized y'all. Y'all didn't know.
Another
I had the
set of
shades on.
GPU involves
I saw none of
size
it.
and frequency.
All right, so here's
How
the
big do you
GPU.
make the GPU, and what frequency do we run it at? This is a balancing act. The chip has a cost, and there's a cost for whatever we use to supply that chip with power and to cool it. In general,
That's
I
Phil
like
calling
running
you.
the GPU. Let me show you why.
Phil,
Here's two
Cerny,
possible
Phil said get off the
configurations
stage.
for a GPU roughly at the level of the PlayStation
CJ
4
Villa,
Pro.
that's my man. He
This
said
is a
that's
thought
cool for
experiment.
we
Don't
not
take
with
these
it.
configurations
Wow.
too seriously. If you just calculate teraflops, you get the same
Look
number.
at
Put the CUs though.
But actually, the performance is noticeably different because teraflops is defined as the
He said 2?
computational capability
I
of the
saw that
vector
before.
alien.
What was that? The Saturn?
That's just one part of the GPU. There are a
but
lot
that's
of
GC.
other
I think that's still allowed. This is for
and
the
those
backward
other
compact.
units all run faster.
4.6 right here. That's allowed.
Higher.
But that's the old joint.
At
That's not the
33%
new
higher frequencies,
That was the Pro.
rasterization goes 33% faster. Processing the command buffer
But that was the Pro?
goes that much faster. The L2 and
He's not giving you the real numbers. He's scared of those. It's double that.
About the only downside is that system memory is 33% further away in terms of cycles. But the large number of benefits more than counterbalance that. As a friend of mine says, a rising tide lifts all boats. Also,
Rapid
it's
math is
easier
coming,
to fully
John B.
use 36 CUs in parallel than it is to fully use 48 CUs.
I feel
like if you guys weren't here, I'd have to do like meth or something to get through this. Like,
so
this
there's
is
a
that
lot
bad.
to be
Meth.
said for faster.
I have to do some hard, dude. This stream takes some hardcore drugs, man.
Well, all right, but okay.
I got to trip on some LSD or something, man. This is ridiculous.
My man was like, meth.
I got to trip on some LSD or something. This is
Shout out to
ridiculous.
Sean Taylor with the £5 super chat. I've not heard a thing, but you guys have made me wet my pants.
Uh-oh, they telling you how the guns work in the game now. If you drive fast, you can throw an axe.
I know the power consumption is high just by the fan noise. But power isn't simply about it's about the minutia of what's being displayed.
Yo, you gotta turn BG. I hear BG.
It's counterintuitive, but processing
Is BG
dense
in here?
geometry typically consumes
Nah, somebody had their
less than
TV on it.
processing simple geometry,
I ain't got that
which
on.
is, I suspect, why Horizon's map screen, with its low triangle count, makes my PS4 Pro
With its low triangle count, makes my PS4 go to the space. Okay.
Man, talking about heat dissipation out here. Come on.
Well, they need that. They need that. But why don't you just show the box so you can show how the heat flow go out?
I'm trying to stay focused.
No, man.
He getting on my nerves.
PlayStation getting this work.
I just want him to show something.
Yo,
If we get it right,
doesn't
fan
it look
noise
like
is
it's
minimal.
Bizarro
If we get it
World
wrong,
and
the
Microsoft is
console will
Sony
be
and
quite
Sony
loud
is
from
Microsoft?
Yeah. This would be a last gen
shut down
Xbox
because
kind of
it's
Yo,
PlayStation 5 is
I cannot
especially
front.
challenging
This is
because
the
the
best thing.
CPU
I'm glad I woke up. I'm glad I woke up.
instructions
I'm
that
glad I had the
consume
outfit
no
ready
power.
and all that. You see
These
that?
are great here and there, but
I put the
presumably
shine on
only
it.
minimally
Had to throw that
used.
platinum on.
Or are they? If we plan for major 256-bit
Yo, I
instructions,
keep hearing
we
some
need
somebody
to set the
TV.
CPU clock
Had to get the
substantially
big brain.
lower, or noticeably increase
not
the
me.
size of the power supply.
Somebody was listening to
joined
BG.
this
Shout out to BG though, but I was hearing
So,
BG
after
TV in
much
somebody's
discussion, we
background.
decided to
Not
go with
mine.
a very
I don't
different
hear
Probably
it.
direction
Forte.
on
Maybe it's Forte. Not now it's going, but it was
We
there for a
built
second.
a GPU with
Oh,
36
see that?
CPUs.
RDNA 2.
Mind you, RDNA
put the
2
big bracelet on it.
are large. Each has 62% more transistors.
Yo,
than
Sione said King Phil lighting a cigar, living his best
So,
life
if
right
we
now.
compare
He threw
transistor
both feet
counts,
up.
36 CPUs equates to roughly
Listen, I'm going to work
58
early. I can't take
It
this.
is a fairly
Yo, come on, Clutch. You're supposed to ride for the team.
No,
Come
no.
on, man.
Sony go
Second
get this
time.
work, man. Sony go get this
Listen,
work.
Second time they
Still,
did
how
this
much
to you.
time we got before something hot? We got more time. We got more time. We still some
We supply
Yeah, this
a
ain't looking
generous
good.
amount
Hold
of
on. How long
electrical
we been
power,
in here? We've
and
been
then
in here
increase the frequency of GPU
for
and
35
CPU
minutes.
until they reach the
I think this is
capability
worse
of
than
the
Logo
system's
Gate.
cooling solution. It's a
I think this is
completely
worse than
different
Logo
paradigm.
Gate.
Rather than running at constant
Look, they showing us the frequency. I'm done.
We run
Continuous
at
boost.
constant power.
So
and let
what
the
we used to
frequency
do
vary
was do it in
based
a
on the
way.
workload.
But
We then
now we just
tackled the engineering
figured
challenge
out that a
of
straight
cost
line
Yo,
is the best way to
yo,
go.
I'm so glad.
solution
Well, what is
designed
today?
for that
Wednesday?
Specific power level. In some ways, it becomes a simpler problem because there are no
I
more
told you
unknowns.
guys.
There's no need
He's a
to
bitch.
guess
I'm
what
so
power
glad
consumption
that this
is
happened at the beginning of the
you,
week
Wilhelm.
because I'm
As
watching
for the
everyone's
details of the cooling
podcast.
solution, we're saving
The
them for
movie
our
said
tear
this
down.
made my
I think you'll be
afternoon
quite
much
happy
better.
with what
Thank
the
y'all.
engineering
Dead I
team
said
came
even
up
Fluke
with.
guy can't help this presentation.
So,
I'd rather
can
listen
we
to
run
Flute Guy at this
GPU
point.
and CPU with this strategy? The simplest approach would be to look at the actual temperature of the silicon die
He
and
said,
throttle
look at the
frequency
silicon
augmentation.
temperature.
But that won't work. It fails to create a consistent
He said,
PlayStation 5 experience.
our die
It
get
wouldn't
hot,
do to
baby.
run
Yo,
consoles
Velvet
simply
Lulu,
because
I
it
knew
was
Microsoft
not
had a beat, but not
so
like this.
rather than
Not
looking at the
like
actual
this.
So what we do is
we look
we
at the
put micro
activity
fans
the
inside
GPU
and they
CPU
blow
are
on them.
performing and set the frequencies on that basis, which makes
To keep
every
those
system
bits
deterministic
nice and
and
warm.
repeatable. While we're at it,
So
we also
C
use
talk, let's get
AMD's
it.
Smart Shift technology and send
They don't
any
even show
unused
pictures of
power
it. They
from
ain't
the
even fully
CPU to the
paid up.
GPU so it can squeeze out a few more.
They don't even have
The benefits
hardware
of
in
this
hand.
strategy are quite large.
They talking about
Running
their
a
pre-orders.
GPU at 2 gigahertz was looking like an unreachable target with the old fixed
AMD
frequency
ain't
strategy.
even on the stage. They
With
like,
this new
nah, man.
paradigm,
Till you
we're
pay
able to
that
run
money
way
you owe,
over
we
that
ain't
and
giving you
increase
nothing.
the
Oh, they ain't
GPU
paid the money. That's good.
frequency at
Yo, they
2.23
gave him
gigahertz so that
paperwork.
we
They
can guarantee
here,
that the
play with
average
that.
user upgrades
So you give me the money, I ain't giving you it.
36
Oh,
CPUs at
2.3, that's
2.23 gigahertz
old.
with 10.3 teraflops. And we expect the GPU to spend most of its time
Rob
at or
White
close
Games.
to
This might be the
that
worst
frequency.
presentation ever.
Similarly,
There it is,
running the CPU at
10.3.
2 gigahertz
Oh,
was
they put it
the
out.
old strategy.
10.3.
Now we can run it as high as
And that's what it
10.5 gigahertz. In
maximized.
fact,
So we
it spends
25.
Wow, I didn't
most
think
of
they
its
would do
time
that. I didn't think they would do that. That's
That
a
doesn't mean all
huge
games
thing
will be
for them
running
to
at
admit.
2.23 gigahertz and 3.5
Yo,
gigahertz. When
somebody, I
that
think it's
worst-case
Forte.
game
Somebody,
arrives,
Forte got his
it
joint
will run
Man,
at a lower
Forte
cost.
is muted.
But not too
Somebody,
much
I
lower.
can
To
hear
reduce
him.
power by
He once in a while.
10%, it only takes a couple of percent reduction in frequency.
10 point.
So I'd
They
expect
admitted
any
it.
downclocking to
See,
be
if I
fine.
was marketing,
I don't think there's a way to get
considered,
around
the
it
change to
though.
a variable
Like, what are they gonna
frequency
do? Like,
approach
act like it didn't
significant
happen?
gains
Like,
for
I mean, well,
frequency.
but let's be real, right? Like they
The
haven't
final of our
revealed
three
anything.
principles
Those
was
are
about
not real
finding new
flops.
dreams.
Oh
It's
my God, stop
important
it.
for us
It's
on the
not the
software
real
to find
flop.
Are they
Okay, you
fake
see now when
flops? Are they
Microsoft
fake
said they
flops?
joint.
and that's
Yeah,
what
remember
led
when
us to a
Microsoft said,
focus
all right,
on
our
3D
joint
graphics.
is the 13, right? And then
As
in
players,
the
we
back.
experience the game
Forte,
through
is
the
that you?
visuals, through audio,
No,
and
Forte
through the
joint is
feedback we
off.
receive from the controller,
Somebody
such
got
as
their
rumble
TV
or
listening to.
I don't hear
Personally, I
Mute
feel
their
a game
TV.
is just
I don't
dead
hear
without
nothing.
audio. Visuals are,
I
of
hear
course,
it.
important, but the impact of
I thought that
audio
was
is
Addict.
huge as well.
No, I don't hear
At the same
anything.
time, the audio
Never
team
mind,
of a
never
game
mind,
project
never mind.
has to do a lot with a little. For example, on PlayStation 4, there's
See, now I hear
fewer
Mark
speakers
you good,
for
Forte
the
you good,
Jaguar
Forte you good, my
CPU
bad.
cores. Audio typically ends up getting just a fraction of a core.
Fraud alert! Wow.
That's not
Now, what I'm
much
saying is
of a
this, y'all.
Calm me out,
resource.
brother.
Yeah, no, my
Particularly
bad,
when
Forte.
you
That was
consider
me.
that
It was a
the
user
visuals
error. My
run
fault.
at
My
30
fault.
or 60 frames a second.
My fault. My fault. I gotta take the L. I'll take the
Yo,
L.
He was doing it, calling everybody else.
Yeah, I'm calling everybody out. My
It's
bad.
impossible
I'm
to
a fraud. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud on that
I'm
one.
sitting up here like I'm completely
Particularly when
muted.
PlayStation
My
3
fault, bro.
was such a beast when
What I
it
was
came
gonna
out.
say, y'all. Like, all right, this. I think that's a huge
SPUs
thing.
almost
For them to say-
This is where
audio.
Cognito tries to be the middle
Simple
ground. It
high
ain't gonna
quality
work
outputs
here. It ain't
with
gonna
really
work
high
here.
Listen to me. Hear me out.
And
For
frequently
them to
reach
say that they're
100%
10,
Yeah, I got
utilization
you.
that's
of the
admitting
hardware.
defeat
There's unfortunately
marketing
nothing
wise,
comparable.
which is
They ain't got no
something.
choice.
Yeah, Wilmy said he got no choice, but I'm
Probably
saying
the
like
most
my thing is they
dramatic
haven't
progress
revealed
of the
anything
PlayStation 4 generation
substantial.
Oh,
for the
oh,
market
it's
right
the
now.
VR.
The
Okay,
PSVR
okay.
hardware has its
But
own
all I'm
audio.
saying is I was
It
surprised.
supports
I
about
thought they would
50
hold on to last.
pretty
Let's see what they say
decent
in the
3D
VR.
sound
Though. Let's
sources.
hear.
And this provided a hint as to where we could go with audio, as well as some valuable experience. Not to oversimplify, but here
now
were
they
our
made it
goals for
oversimplified.
audio on
Okay.
PlayStation.
Not to
The
oversimplify.
first goal was great audio for everyone. Not
This whole
just
damn
for
thing's been
our soundbar
oversimplified. What
owners
you
or
mean?
headphone users. That
And
meant
we're gonna
audio
do
had to be
VR
on the
again.
console. It couldn't be a peripheral. The second goal was to support hundreds of sound sources.
audio for
we didn't
all.
want developers to have to pick and choose
dead.
what sounds would get
It's
3D
because,
effects
you know,
and
before
which
we
ones.
were
We wanted
selectively
every
giving y'all
sound in the
audio
game
to
to have
the
immersion.
premium dudes.
Audio
And
for
finally,
all
we
because we
wanted to
can't give
really
you
take
all the
on the
PS4
challenges
games.
of
Okay,
presence
I'll take
and
it.
locality.
We got a hard 38
Now,
pause.
when we say presence, we mean the feeling that you're actually there.
This is the
entering
greatest
the
day
message.
ever.
It's not, of course, something we thought
This
we
is
could
the
perfectly
greatest day
achieve.
ever.
The
Y'all,
idea was that if we stopped using just arranged sound,
I'm going to put
and
a video up
instead
that's
used
going
lots
to
of
get
3D
more
audio
than
sources for raindrops
20,000
hitting the
shares.
ground at all sorts of locations around you.
About to go
And at some
live,
point, your
baby.
brain would take a leap and you'd begin to have this feeling.
For the stuff that I can't say
This
here.
feeling of
Audio's
presence
raindrops
inside the
hitting the
virtual
ground,
world
all
of the
sorts of
game.
locations.
This has the capacity to affect your appreciation of the game, just like music in a game does. The concept of
This ain't the Sony
locality
that
is
I
simpler.
used to know.
It's just your sense of where the
Gotta
audio
get
is
used to
coming
this new
from.
Sony.
To the right of you, behind you, above you. This can immerse
This
you
Sony
further in the game,
under
and it
Cerny's
can also
control.
directly enhance the example.
The Cerny
To use
Sony.
Dead Space as an example. I know, old school. You're fighting
That's
enemies in
CS.
Don't you
fairly
love
dark,
how he
spooky
said, use Dead
locations.
Space? I know, old school,
Back
and they
in the
just
day,
had
if you
Jack
played
2
the
at the
game
beginning
using
of
TV
this.
speakers, you could tell that there was one last enemy growling and hunting you down, but it was difficult to tell quite where that enemy
enemies
was.
are fairly
With
slow mo.
headphones, you could tell
The
that the enemy
PS5 will
was
only
somewhere
support
on
the
the
top
right, which let you
100 PlayStation
deduce,
4
if you
games.
couldn't see it, that it must be somewhere.
Don't like
They
that
said
it's not
some
fully
of them,
compatible.
some of them, not
But
all of
With
them,
3D
some
audio
of
with
them.
good locality,
Calm down.
The idea is you know the
It
enemy
keeps showing
is
games
precisely
from 2011.
there, and you turn and you take it out.
Pixel G
So,
ray tracing
how do we know
sounds
where
like it
sound
might
is
not
coming
be
from
full
in the
range.
first place?
Well,
all
let's
those
see about
bumps
that.
and
Well, you know
flares
what?
in
This,
the ear have a
this makes it
meaning,
look good for that
evolutionarily
$400 price point at
Based
least.
on what direction the sound is coming from, sound waves bounce around inside the ear.
Oh, you
There's
said
constructive
400.
and destructive
Nah,
interference,
brother.
and the result is a
Depending on
change
what
in
that,
volume.
well, I'm just saying.
Well, they
'cause I
take
think
the hit, yeah.
Also
They better be. I mean, I
depending
shouldn't
on
say
what
better.
I'm
they're
thinking the way I'm
500.
looking at it, that Xbox is substantially more
volume
power
changes and
with
phase
everything
shifts
it's got
are
going under
different
the
for each
hood except for the
direction, and also
SSD.
vary
And then with the
depending on
rumors of that
frequency
Lockhart
the sound.
actually really being a
Head size
thing,
and head shape
Microsoft could
also
easily come in at
impact
that
the
500
sound.
with that X,
The way
and
that
then
the
that
sound
Lockhart
changes
come in at
based
that
on
390, that
direction and
299.
frequency can be encoded in a table called
Shout out to
the
Elemental
Cerny
PO for being
Dynamic
petty.
or
$2 super chat. What did I miss? Did they announce the 13 teraflops
The
yet?
vertical axis
Yeah, they
is the
did.
frequency.
In the
They
bushes.
did. They
Horizontal
took three
axis is
took
the
three flops
direction,
off
front,
of it.
back, left, right, and the color gives the degree of
Oh,
attenuation
no, they're
of the
giving you
sound
heat
at that
examples.
The HRTF is as unique to the individual.
Leave
as
him
a
alone,
country.
man. This was a
In
GD.
fact,
This was
you're
a
looking at mine
GDC
right.
presentation.
No,
that
they getting this
got
work.
forced
They
to
getting this
do
work.
it.
Shut up.
In HRTF.
Nah,
I'm
they
gonna give
getting,
them work
of
too.
people.
they getting all of this.
We put a microphone in the
They
subject
getting
left
all of
and
this.
right ear
Pause.
canal, and then
Oh,
sit the subject
Don't
down
run,
in the
take
middle of
it.
your range
Pause.
of 22
Said people
We
waited
then
2 years
play
for them
an
to see
audio
Mr.
sweep
Rogers
from
on
each
stage.
speaker
Oh, who
as
is
we
that
rotate
man
the
right
mic.
there?
In the course of
Oh,
10 or
it
20
is. They
minutes, we're
putting.
able to sample the
What's the
HRTF
chin? They got a
at
chin
over
strap. What's
1,000
going on here?
locations.
That's they man. They
Using an
keeping a
HRTF when
xylophone.
rendering audio
What are they showing?
What is this? Why
That's
are we
the
seeing
speaker
this?
The
dude.
simplest way to
That's the
use an
speaker
HRTF
dude. He's
is to
testing all the
process
audio
sound
for y'all
so
because
it
they ain't got
appears
robots
if
to do
it's
it.
coming from one of those 1,000 locations we sampled.
You mean they got him in there with some headphones, giving him the voice?
Frequency domain rather than
They got
Yo,
Bobby in the
Bobby
middle.
multiple
Getting the eye
frequency
exam
transforms
really
using
soon.
every sound source
Who's
for
Bobby
every
in the
audio
middle?
tape.
We he at in the
That's
middle.
all
Yo,
we
Bobby in the middle. We in the middle. Go
This
Bobby.
computational
Go
complexity
Bobby.
is the determining factor for our
He said,
strategy.
"Yo,
In
Bobby
fact,
got the
we
best
bite the
ears in the
bullet and
business."
design and build
You testing it out?
collectively.
Yo,
Bobby in there, he can
Tell me how Kidsmoove is
Algorithms
going back and
we
finding
run
everyone that
as
said
Tempest
that the PS5's
no.
stronger, and he's retweeting
retweeting
all
it.
of it.
Oh,
Audio
kid is so
technology should be
messy.
pretty
Oh
obvious
my
here.
god.
He just
I feel it
retweeted
really
that
reflects
Tom
our
Fisher
goals with
dude
audio.
and
It
said,
suggests
"Oh,
They call
the
it Tempest
intensity of
3D.
experience
Time out.
and
They
also
call it
hints
Tempest
at your
3D
presence.
because that's what Bobby
We're
said.
calling the
Bobby said it
hardware
felt
unit
like I
that
was
we
in a
built the
tempest
Tempest
of
engine.
music.
It's based on AMD's GPU
So Bobby, what it
technology.
sound
We
like?
modified
It felt
a
like a
compute
tempest
unit in
around my
such a
head.
way as to make it very close to the
That's
SPUs
what it
and
is.
systems.
yo,
Tempest 3D.
yo,
Remember
yo,
when I
yo,
said that
Donkey
they were
just put on.
ideal
He
for audio?
tweeted. He
So
tweeted
the
that
Tempest engine
that
has no cache,
that
just like an SPU.
HRTF chart
All
with the
data
heat and
access is
stuff.
via
He said this is
DNS,
gonna be an
just like
insane
an
game.
Our target is that it would have more power than a CPU
Elemental
thanks to the
PO with the
parallelism
$2
that a
super chat.
GPU
Exciting
can
new
achieve.
ways of
And then it would be
engagement.
more efficient
Oh,
than our
man.
GPU thanks to the SPU-like architecture.
This is
The
pain.
goal being
Whatever
to
Bobby
make
says,
possible
go.
near 100% utilization of the CU's vector units. Where we ended up.
Yeah, I feel you,
is a
Fonz.
unit
I don't know what my
roughly the
man
same
Cerny doing right
SIMD
now.
Yo, I feel like I feel like Sony.
cores in the PlayStation 4 combined. If we were to use
There you
the
go.
same
They driving up. They
Yeah,
bringing
oh,
the
that's enough to
They
support
drove past the house.
5,000
They bringing the
sound
box.
but of course,
No,
we want
that's
to
them
make
driving
all
away
of
because they
it
realized they done messed up.
like that number.
Shout out to Philly Eagle $2 super chat.
It would
Incoming
have
goalpost
been
shift and
wonderful
narrative
if our simpler
changes.
strategies, such as using Dolby
Oh,
Atmos
man.
peripherals.
Look, I'm just telling the 144 in this chat. You ain't gonna want to
Not
miss
just
IOP
those
this
with
weekend.
licensed sound bars or the like.
You ain't gonna want
Also,
to miss
we
this
wanted
tweet
many
I'm about to
hundreds
put
of
out.
sound sources, not just the 32 that
Because
Atmos
I can't do
supports.
that here, but
Finally,
I'm
we wanted to be
definitely
able
gonna
to
give
throw
it to
an
you.
overwhelming
I'm
amount
gonna
of
give it to
processing
you.
power at the
No
problem,
trivia,
and it wasn't
like
clear what
cocaine
any
straight
peripheral
from
might have
Bolivia.
inside it. In fact, with the Tempest engine, we've even got enough power that we can allocate some to the games, to the extent that games
This
want
is
to make
actually
use of
the best
convolution
waste of
rework
time I've
and other
ever had.
algorithms that make their computation more
This
expensive
is
or
literally
need high
the
bandwidth.
greatest waste of
But the
time
primary
I've
purpose
ever
of the
seen.
Tempest engine
Why don't you put your
remains
box in people's
3D
hands?
audio.
Pause.
Now, 3D audio.
He said, "We
is
will
a
never
major
give Digital
academic
Foundry the box."
research
Are you
topic.
crazy?
There's the mission. The mission was Digital Foundry
The
cannot
set of
get this.
algorithms have to be invented,
What are you,
tuned,
insane?
or implemented to realize our vision for 3D audio is
He said, "Why don't you put them head to head?"
See,
For example,
you know what's
Are you
crazy?
nuts?
Microsoft. You know what's crazy? Sony's doing
Before, I
all
talked
this,
about making
all
the
this
sound
jargon,
source appear as if
and they
it's
still
coming,
haven't showed us what
from
anything
one of
looks
those
like.
1,000
Microsoft
internal
gave the
applications.
box to something.
But for
Full transparency. They're not being transparent with with the
Look at the chart. Like, come
on. Elemental Pill $5 super chat. If this is what they've been waiting to show, then they can wait till July to review.
Yo, I'm telling
the
you,
sound source might be moving.
When they released that joint the other day, they knew where they had them at. They had them boxed in the corner, smashed against the wall. This is when you know what's up. When you know what they got coming. You got nothing coming, man.
Feel as if it's coming from an area rather
This
than
is the
a single
best
point.
day ever. And for all you Xbox fans, this is I want to tell you this, man. Go outside,
3D audio can be
breathe some air, stick your head out of your quarantine, suck in some air.
But
then make sure that you get back on Twitter and you give these dudes this work.
You know what, man? Everyone go on Twitter right now and tag J-Dub and ask him how he's doing. Go on Twitter right now.
Don't bother J-Dub. Leave J-Dub alone.
No, we gotta ask J-Dub how he's doing.
Listen, let Jay call Cerny and try to figure out what's going on, because we can't understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. So let him figure that out. Because Mark Cerny went to the John King School of Linguistics.
Audio devices, TV speakers, and stereo speakers.
There it goes. He's telling you how all your stuff works in your house.
And therefore the algorithmic development.
Doggy Dog says ponies can't make fun of Xbox shows anymore after this.
TV speakers and
this is
we're
pretty.
in the process of implementing.
I get this, like I get this is a CD, whatever that GDC, but at the same time,
then the sound
since it's not GDC, they should have spiced this up a little bit more.
Virtual surround sound has a lot
This is
in common
GDC?
with 3D audio.
This was supposed to be the presentation they showed at GDC, but since it's not at GDC, they should have done this better.
We have a basic implementation
Like,
of virtual
and if you
surround
look,
sound
they,
up and running.
if you
We're
look
now
at the
looking increasing the size of that sweet spot.
at the
which is
tweet,
to
they
say,
didn't act like it was a
making the area
GDC
you need to
thing.
be in to feel the 3D effect.
No, it was like, yo, check us out. The same way they got these dudes food the last time when they brought out the vehicle.
Headphone audio is
They did it again.
gold standard.
Once again, it's home.
Do you think we will at least get
no
price?
No
price.
Hey, everybody in that chat, man, we giving you everybody in the chat. We giving you some entertainment. Hit that like button. Let's get this over 100 before the end of this boring ass show.
Let me ask y'all this: what do y'all think? How do you end this? Like, how do you? What do you end it on?
You say see you next week.
And our new
Mark ain't dead. That's his
I
doppelganger.
listened with
Mark
just an
been left.
ordinary pair over the years. Headphones.
He's a magician. I done told you. Mark left a long time ago. There's an audio box there right now.
Conventional.
I mean, they
stereo
spent so
audio
much
feels
time talking about the
smashed
SSD. They might as well at least show you the expandable memory like Microsoft did.
They're not showing you that.
Better appeal to that super chat.
Have I entered the
He said this is making
Does my
GameStack
brain
look
believe
appealing.
I'm really there?
No,
Like I was
they're
talking
not
about earlier
showing
when I
you that.
explained our
Microsoft,
part of presence. Well,
they
the
showed you
answer
that
is
they're going to
no,
show you a level
but
of
you've
transparency
probably
that you have
caught on
never
to what's
seen with any
missing
company.
here, namely, whose
They
HRTF
changed the whole narrative. The whole
It wasn't
narrative of
wrong.
Microsoft
It
has
was the
changed from
default
top to bottom.
HRTF. The audio team analyzed the
So, like,
hundreds that they
my
measured
thing is,
and
it's
chose
not.
the
I don't
one
have a
they
real
felt
big
was the
problem
closest
with
fit to the
this.
total
I
game
just have a problem
audience.
with the way that they're
This
presenting
shows a
it
piece
to
of the
people.
default
Like
HRTF on the left.
this is
In my
something
HRTF
that
on the
yes,
right,
it's supposed
you
to
can
be
see
done
that
at
the general
GDC, but
features
to
are much
me,
the same,
this is something
but the
that you could have
details
did
are quite
behind
different.
closed doors and put on an article
With the
and
default
show
HRTF,
people
as I
on
said,
paper.
3D audio
This
sound
they
But
should have
here's
let
the
someone
thing.
like Digital
Even
Foundry.
This is
HRTF, though,
this
the
is
audio
where the out
reaches
of
a
touch
higher
come out a little bit,
level
because it's like,
which is to
how do
say
you
that
know
when
what
using
happened
headphones
yesterday?
and
Why
my
did you say,
HRTF,
yo, we got to
I
do this now?
occasionally get fooled.
Like,
Even
that's
think
what you know what I'm
the
saying. Like,
sound
that's
is
the
coming
part that
from the
that's
real
why I thought
world
something
when
was
it's
going to
actually
happen.
No, you know what I
in the
think
game.
this is? Not for nothing. I think
A
they were
corollary to this is
going
that
to
there are a
announce
few
it and
people
do it
whose
today
HRTFs are
anyway. I
sufficiently
think
far
Microsoft
from the default
knew
HRTF.
they were going
That's
to
the
do it and
red
did it
dot.
before.
that they can toggle
and
between
blindsided
PS4
them.
style
But
and
here's
PS5
the
style
thing, King. The reason
and
why I
not
disagree is
sense
that
much difference.
normally
I've
with
had
stuff
a
like
few
this,
people
you
describe
would
the
know
PlayStation
ahead that they're
5's
going to do
3D
it
audio
on this
as
day. This
sounding
is our
like
day
a bit
to do. You know
better
what I'm saying?
stereo
Like,
audio.
boom, boom.
Presumably
And it's just
they're the
like,
ones
they
at the
kind
very
of like
edges.
Oh, you're
dropped a
talking
surprise
about-
album. Like, yo, they going to do it last minute.
Listen.
What HRTF
All right, this
you're
is what I
using is
think,
key.
right?
I'd like everyone
I
to be able
think
to experience
Microsoft
what
has a
I'm
leak over there
experiencing,
with
but
Sony.
obviously it's
This
not
is my
possible to
opinion.
measure the
And I think
HRTF
they were
of
going
every
to surprise
PlayStation
y'all
user.
and say
That
tomorrow
means HRTF
the
selection
PlayStation joint
and
is going to come out.
synthesis are going to be
Yeah.
big topics
Microsoft
going
knew it.
forward
Now
as the
remember,
Tempest
that Digital
technology
Foundry stuff,
matures.
that just came out of no
At
place.
PlayStation 5
Right.
launch,
That was just
we
like,
offer
yeah,
that was a
choice
no
of
play
5
Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
There's
what, they still
simple
dropping
test
stuff?
where you pick
What are you
one
talking
that
about?
gives you
And
the
then
best
it
locality.
spread like wildfire. We
That's
didn't
just
even
the
know
first step, though. This
that
is
some of these dudes is at Redmond.
research
That stuff was
Maybe
pre-recorded
you'll be sending
already.
us a photo
So
of
that's
your
that stuff
dinner,
was
and we'll
probably
choose a
held on a
neural
week, and they
network
probably
the
told them
closest
when they
HRTF
can drop
in
it.
our library.
Let me
Maybe
get
you'll be
back
sending
to
us a
the
video
Twitter
of
tweets.
your
Eric
ears
J.
in
He
the
said
head,
our
and we'll
kids
make a
aren't the
3D
only
model
ones
of
being
them and
homeschooled right
synthesize
now.
the
Professor
pictures. Maybe
Cerny's
you'll
in his
play an
bag.
audio
PS5
game
specs
to tune
reveal.
the
Sponsored by
HRTF. We'll be
University
subtly
of Phoenix
changing the way you play
Online.
and home
Yeah,
in on the
savage.
Well,
HRTF that
see,
gives you the highest score, meaning that it
Microsoft
matches
said,
you.
okay, y'all can go it live now.
This is a journey
So,
we'll all be taking
Digital
together
Foundry
over the
didn't
next
know
few
that
years.
Sony was
Ultimately,
going to say
we're
that for the
committing to
next day.
enabling everyone to experience
Alex didn't
that
say that.
next
Brad Sams
level
didn't know
of
that. All
realism.
everybody that didn't know
Hopefully,
that Sony was
I've
going
been
to
able
say,
to illustrate a bit
today is
about our
going to be the day
design
for
Oh,
our
this is
joint.
this
We're
is
gonna
the
do
end.
this.
Let's see. Let's
and
see.
why PlayStation
Let's see how
5
they
has
close
the
it.
feature
They
set
ain't gonna
that
show
it
nothing.
does. Now comes the fun part. We get to see how the development community takes advantage of that feature set. I'm hoping for the completely unexpected. Will it come from audio, ray tracing, the capabilities of the SSD,
They better have some
or
trailer at
something
the
else?
end of this, man.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. Thank you for your time.
Oh, that's how you end it.
Thank you for sitting here and getting your face bashed in.
I guess that's how you end it. You just end it. Say thank you on the screen and you just end it.
This is it. This is it. Oh, oh, y'all done set me loose. And for anybody that thought y'all was coming for my knees secure, ban me bati.
Wow.
All right, so we in the post show, man. We back in Google Hangouts. King, how'd you like that heat?
It was straight garbage, straight trash. And you know what, Mark Cerny, I want my money back. I want my money back. I want my money back. I feel that we've been bamboozled yet again. But I told you, when the dude can't look me in my eye, I don't trust him. I seen him face to face, couldn't look me in my eye. Made sure he ran out the room. So I understand exactly what we're dealing with. Y'all gotta be careful, man. Watch out now. Watch out now.
Stitch with the $2 super chat. King, start collecting these.
Oh man, I told y'all what it was. Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer's, baby. Listen, if y'all want somebody that y'all can get behind, Paul, get behind Phil, man. Let's get it. That ain't the PC dudes looked over and said 10 teraflops. What is that garbage?
Yes.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to Boom. He was 100% right.
Yeah, shout out to Boom. What was on
in this situation? They didn't show nothing like at all.
And I said that first. Y'all ain't gonna start giving everybody credit. I told you what they was gonna do. They was gonna come out with the dry mouth, and Mark was gonna do what he was gonna do. I put my wax out early. Nah, y'all not gonna do that.
Did we get that super chat?
Yeah,
we got a $2 super chat from Stitch. King collecting these. Did we get that?
We got that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we dead here. We dead. We gonna say good night. We gonna say thank you.
I think we pretty good, man. Like,
now let's get the round table review.
Oh, they go Christopher Hart. You back? You alive? He's alive.
He said 10.3 teraflops is lit, King. Lit.
Yeah, you put your knees in the box.
Yeah.
Shut up.
We didn't see the system. We didn't get a price.
Saw nothing. You saw nothing. I told you. Mark Cerny was gonna say less of nothing and more nothing. Nothing. You got nothing. Showed you nothing. Gave you nothing. You walked away with everything. You're done, son.
Oh my God.
What? So what did you have to give up?
Everything.
Everything. They paid so much money for the SSD, son. Y'all got robbed.
Did you notice how like extra they were being with that SSD? They spent probably 25 to 30 minutes just on that SSD.
They spent a long time. I mean, they focused on the advantage. I will say, like I said, I was surprised that they even talked about the teraflops. I thought that was a surprise.
At this point, I don't think they had a choice.
Here comes the Lockhart. Here comes the Lockhart, and that's it.
At this point, I don't think they had a choice.
You don't think so?
I think at this point they had no choice. They had to. I mean, they know how fine-tuned the hardcore community is with these teraflops. That not saying it would have been probably just as bad as saying it.
What is Sony's stock at?
What is Sony's stock at? He's about to go on there.
Is currently trading at $54.07.
Went down, baby. Ooh,
Oh, King about
2.4% down. See, you see it? You see it? It's disgusting. It's looking disgusting out here. It's going down, baby. It's on a downward trend since 1 p.m. Since Mark started talking. Soon as Mark opened his mouth, the stock started falling. Bruh.
Yeah.
Boy, boy. This is fantastic.
So, they apparently just Horizon Zero Dawn on PC won't ship with an FOV slider to avoid compromising the original experience. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, the FOV? Oh, really? That's interesting.
But people on PC are definitely speaking about it.
Sure. Oh, your G'd on your neck. He said Microsoft down almost 5% too, King.
The world is almost down.
Yeah,
but y'all down flops. Talk about those flops, though. Let's get to those flops. You thought you was gonna come out with the big chests. No, we Bob Backlund you. Cracked your back.
I remember Kay said Stadia got more teraflop than PlayStation. Okay. Andrew Jones, £5 super chat. Love the show. Keep it up. All love for well. Listen, y'all. This was definitely dry. This was not what we expected. You know, a lot of tech talk.
That's an understatement.
This is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. This is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. I had no fear. I jumped up. Yo, you ever knew you was gonna win a fight? You was gonna go outside. You was gonna win. You saw the bully. You was like, I see chink in his arm. I'm gonna knock him out today. See, that's that talk. So you know you're gonna win. So I came downstairs. You saw what I came downstairs with? I came downstairs dressed to impress. I hope y'all are impressed by what I hope y'all wasn't impressed with Cerny and then are impressed with this shiny ILPs.
JD Gamer got a point. $5 super chat. They rushed to get the bad news out because if this came out later, after them being silent for so long, PlayStation fanboys would have been deserting PlayStation right and left.
I see people on Twitter already saying that they're going to Xbox because of the backwards compatibility.
It's already only giving you 35 games from the rip.
A lot of people thought that they were going to
what's up?
Full back compat?
They're gonna have full backwards compatibility.
They ain't got that.
Look how happy he is.
They can't do that in the box. We already know who we got on our team. We got the leading minds in that field, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying, when you turn on that X, the Series X, you already know what you got. You already know what's there.
See, regardless if that was the GDC,
sorry, man.
I think they could have ended that with a trailer because it wasn't GDC. Like,
yo,
it's like, look, this is all the boring stuff. We already did that before GDC. We're gonna have to do it anyway. But here's what it can look like once the game is being ran.
All I want to ask you is this. Whose Sony is this? Whose man's is this? What Sony is this? Is there any Sony that you ever seen before?
Nah,
I've never seen these dudes before.
This is the fake Sony, man. This is the Sony that Sony should have been.
This is Jim Dan from Ryan, man.
There's no unfairness. Stop that. Stop it.
Yo, it is a GDC.
Stop that. Stop that.
They get it out. I'm with y'all. All I'm saying is it is a GDC.
I don't like that, but you try to throw it in here. They get the L.
I want to see what they do. I just want to see what they do. Like,
you saw what they did. What are you talking about? You want to see what they do?
They ended that with thank you.
Y'all acting like that's it. That's it. Rolling into the next generation.
You got to base this off of the stream you saw. Look, the one thing that my whole problem with this one stream is the fact that Microsoft did something that I think is palatable to the type of information you're giving out.
Yes.
You either put that information in a blog post or you hand it over to people that are they're capable and entertaining enough to talk about stuff like Austin.
For instance, Austin. He took literally the same information they just gave us and spiced it up and made it look good. Like,
exactly.
Look, he did a better job explaining SSD in that 25 to 30 minute video than they did in 30 minutes. Like,
facts. But my thing is, what about this, Forte? What about let's just say like they already had that pre-recorded and it's just like, yo, let's just get it out. Let's just get it out. So
but at that point, when the moment GDC was canceled, that should have been canceled. They should have did something new because they're going from showing that to a crowd that cares to showing that to a crowd that doesn't care. And they didn't really go into much detail when they made the announcement. They just let's just show people how the developers are going to take advantage of this power.
Shout out to Smitty Smith with the $2 super chat. Lucky this wasn't the Apollo. Daggone sure they would have got booed off stage and yanked off by the Sandman because the Sandman was out there putting us to sleep.
What you said, Forte?
No, I was saying, I think the biggest thing is once you transition from a crowd at GDC, like most of us still would have watched this reveal at GDC and probably would have still been bored as hell. But at least you would have known that the backdrop of what it's going to be talked about is for the developers. It's being done at GDC. Once you break that away and take GDC away from it, the whole stream should have changed. It should have been a completely different presentation.
Right.
And maybe it should have just been, like I said, a blog post, and then you give the information to people that are able to communicate that same information in a more professional way.
Forte.
Oh my God! Hold on. Microsoft just said, "Ready for some more knowledge drop bombs."
Wow.
Forte, do you think that there's something really going on that they don't want to put it in the hands of a lot of these tech guys? Just give it to them and let them do their thing with it. Because what I saw with Microsoft, because the first time we saw the regular Xbox One X, right?
Yeah.
And we was astounded by the fact that, you know, Microsoft gave it over to Digital Foundry and said, "Yeah, do your thing." You know, and I'm pretty sure there was some caveats, you can't do this or can't do that or whatever, but very minimum. This time, I think there was no railings put on when they gave him the Series X, because they gave it to him in pieces and told him to put it together. They showed demos of certain things, current gen games with ray tracing on, and told them, you know, listen, do your spiel how you're going to do it. And they gave it to multiple different tech guys, so you wasn't just getting one narrative, feeling that you were steered in one direction. They gave it to numerous dudes and just left the information out there. And on their page, they just put out a fact sheet. So it was no Microsoft official stuff. It's just they fact sheet, no videos from them. And they did Xbox on later after everybody else stuff came out. Is this some type of concern here? Is this some type of alarm here that, one, we don't see no silicon, no visual silicon. We don't see no form factor. We only see a controller. And we don't, I mean, we saw dev kits, but I mean, what's going on? Because usually at this point in time, we're going to see some type of form factor at least. And I mean, they've been talking about the SSD for over a year now. This at least 6-7 months.
xCloud streams up right now.
Since April last year.
We got to get. Yeah, we got Disney with the file. So Sony was not going to be at GDC in the first place. Stop giving them the slide. But Brap says this was for developers, no different than when they revealed PS4 and PlayStation 4 Pro.
No, don't read that. That ain't in color. Don't read Brap stuff. That ain't in color.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna tell Brap this. I'm gonna tell you this. All you just trying to do is keep your PlayStation. I mean, your PC hot intact. You already know that the X is already on your neck. So you just thought that you was going to be boxed in from the PlayStation and the X. No, just the X needs to box you down. That's it. Pause. So you already know the X is more powerful than your PC that you just got for like $20,000.
I got me $20,000.
You paid $20,000 on your joint right there, and Xbox just came out with a joint that smashed your joint. So we know where you going.
Hold up, Brap. You are more welcome to come into IOP this Sunday and defend your point.
Shout out to Smitty Smith to follow the super chat. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, all these PlayStation fanboys were riding high.
Oh, Kidsmoove just popped in here. Oh God,
Jim Ryan came and left them deflated. Yeah, out of control.
I just want to know when we're gonna end this so I can put up this video.
We're about to end it.
So
Kidsmoove, give us your opinion on this real quick before we end this.
Who?
Kidsmoove is in here. Kidsmoove is in here.
What's up, Skip?
I'm currently live doing a reaction to the Xbox, the real show. They're doing the xCloud show. But bro, like I completely miss, right? This is what happened, right? I started to watch it. I didn't understand what was going on because I felt like Alexa was talking to me for just too long. And Alexa. I just happened to look at my phone and it looks like Eurogamer had all the specs.
Yeah.
So I read that and all the shit this dude was saying, all the stuff that this dude was saying on the stream just didn't mean anything to me. And I'm sitting here, I spent the entire hour arguing with people on Twitter, and I realized, I looked back at my second monitor and realized the screen was black and the stream was over. I'm like, what I miss?
Kid, you missed the greatest part of the whole thing when he said thank you.
He said thank you for showing up. You're not getting any. I told you I'm gonna show you less of everything and more of nothing.
So when do y'all think we actually see something? Because obviously this was not.
It's hard to tell at this point, man. They about to get this work on Twitter, man. They about to get this work on Twitter. Kidsmoove, you know what the funniest thing about this whole thing is that we were saying before you came in here? That Microsoft took the exact same thing they just did, but they gave it to other people to make it more entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
the most important thing that happened.
They're like, Austin, take this. Digital Foundry, take this. Take the knowledge you know and how you've been explaining tech to people who don't know tech and explain our tech to them.
Yeah. Shout out to Smitty Smith, file a super chat for developers. Nah, son, that's not the way it was portrayed. Fraud alert.
Bruh, I'm giving people that work. that 13.3, the 12, this, the 11.6. I'm giving people work. I got all these receipts in here.
Right. Now we do got to talk about that. It's not about being petty. It's not about being messy.
Oh, it is about
being petty. It's about being messy. You gonna stop with your?
It's very much about being petty and messy.
You out here with the politicals.
Listen,
we ain't doing that.
There's a lot of people. Y'all right. There's a lot of people.
I don't be liking this new cognito. I don't like this new cognito, man.
I'm agreeing with y'all. There's a lot of people talking reckless, saying they're definitely gonna be more powerful. Xbox fans, y'all gonna get this work. Y'all were talking too much. It's on. This was supposed to be the clapback.
What did I tell you last night when we was?
Dude directly added me yesterday. He made a new account yesterday. He at me yesterday said, "Yeah, you better have that same energy, and you know what it is. When you come with that 13, I don't want you hiding and ducking."
You know the crazy thing about it is, I told you last night, Cognito, because you was like, "I don't know, that dude got that right." I was like, at the end of the day, Diller gave people the numbers to fake stuff like that. When you have someone like Diller that has been right on a lot of these kinds of performance rates, you could take his numbers because they're not official, they're not confirmed, and just throw them in your own confirmation.
We all agree with Diller on the Xbox side.
Shout out for Smitty Smith with the $2 super chat. I'm being petty and messy. They need these hands.
I get that. All I'm saying is the big mystery was their teraflops, and based on their history in the past of being petty, the old Sony, that would have an old Sony move would have been like, "Oh, word, y'all did this, y'all showed everything." That was the narrative. The narrative was like, what happened?
We got JD Gamer for the $5 super chat.
Did we miss him?
I don't care.
Oh no, we missed him. Yeah.
Okay, I don't care. This was for the devs or me. This was god awful. Now, I don't want those PlayStation fans to keep the same energy and take them L's. Xbox always.
Like I was saying, the energy was like, yo, old Sony, oh, wow, y'all showed your hand. That was the narrative, right?
All right,
Xbox showed their hand too early, and this, to a lot of Sony fan base, was the clapback. So in that respect, yes, it's an L. There's no getting around that.
We're about to end this because I got to get ready for work and stuff. But before we end this, I want to go through this panel and tell me, yay or nay.
Oh my God, yeah.
King, what did you feel about that presentation? I know you secretly was over there liking that, man. I know you were. You was like. Oh my God!
No words. All I got is lights. I got this. This is the HDR ray tracing.
Let's give them the GDC pass. What did you think?
Oh man, it was no. It was this stream was for. This would have been a good stream if it was at GDC, but once it got canceled, this stream should have got canceled. It should have been something completely different, and I can't get the last hour back of my time that I just wasted on
and
that.
let me get Dizzy real quick. Dizzy, everyone in the chat asked to be in here but Kidsmoove. I invited Kidsmoove. You didn't ask. You literally could have said, "Yo, give me an invite." I would have sent you one, but we're gonna move on with this. Death, what did you feel?
We got Brap. Hold on, we got Brap super chat.
They can wait till after we go through everyone. Death, how did you feel?
Damn.
Oh, sorry, I just woke up. I mean, I'll just say it was a presentation. There we go.
Speechless.
Kidsmoove, yay or nay?
On the presentation?
Yes.
It's a nay. It's a nay. Like I said, I stopped paying attention to it like 10 minutes in. It was horrible.
Okay, I don't even want to ask Cognito because he on that middle ground stuff right now.
He on that middle ground theory today.
What do you want, Scream? Did that convince you to buy a PlayStation?
So did you hear they have an SSD?
Did you hear? I heard for 20-30 minutes.
Kid, no, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, did it convince you to buy a PlayStation?
Later, King.
Later, King. We'll see you Sunday.
You're gonna see me. You're gonna see this tweet right now.
Oh man.
Did they convince you to buy a PlayStation off that reveal?
Who did that for you?
It's a simple question.
No? He's interested. He's still interested. He could be interested still.
No, you can't be.
I mean, I'm still interested
I'm
in
trying to
PS.
find the nuanced angle to that. But no.
Oh damn. Scream and smoke.
They did exactly that. I'm gonna say that presentation was pretty much exactly what I expected from PS4. They were going to go into some very specific angles of things that they do differently.
Yes.
Disregard what they do better or worse, but go into like just try to be way overly specific on some minute detail that most people probably don't even think about. And including Microsoft, but there was no way that they were going to walk into. I had no idea. I never thought that they were going to walk into this really with more like power. I mean, like there's just no way they can't compete with Microsoft at this point as far as that goes.
So let's go ahead and get these super chats and get everyone out of here. So we got a $2 super chat from Silverman. How does Sony spend almost 30 minutes talking about audio? Anyone got any comment on that? Because clearly they spent 30 minutes talking about just about everything, man. They had a diagram to how internet works. Okay.
Look, this isn't something. This is something that I already knew would probably happen because the two things they talked about the most was the spatial audio and their SSD.
Yeah,
those are the two things that everybody knew was a key component of the PlayStation 5, and all they did was double down on that stuff. And like Will just said, they're going to talk about everything that they do well and ignore everything they know they can't compete in.
And that's pretty much everything but the SSD.
They did put the teraflops up, Forte. That surprised me.
I don't think
well,
that's...
I mean,
they would avoid
at
that.
this point, what you going to do?
Like,
but they didn't have to. They could have still held that out. They didn't show us no system. They didn't show us no controller. They could have held that out.
Well, the thing is they've waited so long, and there's been so much hype, and pretty much everyone knew at this point. So they had to, like, if they would not have said that, people would have attacked them for being.
But no one knew for sure. The rumors were that. Remember the rumors from?
I just think that
you don't want that to be.
It was the more powerful system.
Okay, let me. I'll tell you the biggest. Let me throw it to you. Do you think that's being arrogant? That they're like, we don't care. We'll show you the numbers. We don't care.
I think it's a mentality shift. It's a philosophy shift because to me, the old Sony, right, that is a little more, I'm not saying arrogant, but aggressive, right? Like they are not going to put themselves in any bad light. To me, by putting 10 teraflops on the machine, when your competitor just the other day said 12 and all this other stuff was doing, I'm shocked. I was surprised that they would put that out there.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get some of these super chats real quick.
Go ahead. Can I tell you why I'm not shocked?
So we got $2 super chat from Smitty Smith. Oh God, on God and them. Hellblade 2 is coming for their head. Then we got a $5 super chat from Brap. Excited to see what Naughty Dog and other Sony first party do with PS5 hardware. And you know everyone's excited for the games, Brap. But you still gonna get this L. Like this presentation was bad. But anyway, you got a $2 super chat from Smitty Smith. To be fair, Mark Cerny had a nice suit on. You know what? You want
Forte response, and then I'll respond after Forte, and I'll finish up.
Yeah. So for me, the reason I think this is something that the reason I'm not surprised they gave that number is because at this point, like I said, when Microsoft did their reveal yesterday, is at this point, if you are weaker, pull the Band-Aid off now. Rip it off. Because if you don't rip it off now, you're going to allow that narrative to seep through the rest of the year into the games that actually matter for the system.
What about you keep the mystery?
No. Okay, so let me ask you this. So you got Final Fantasy, you got you got the Last of Us 2 coming out, and then you also have Ghost of Tsushima coming out in June.
That'll make people forget. I see what you go.
So why by the time those games start launching, the thing that's going to matter the most is the games. So just rip a Band-Aid off now, because by the time May happens, people ain't gonna be caring about the specs anymore. Don't let that be a conversation that lasts through the whole year because you're not talking about it.
I just feel it's a philosophy change.
We got a $2 super chat from J Force Games. I'm here for Gaming Forte and the 10.3 teraflops. And then we got the $5. Oh, you can get that. I've read like $5.
He said, as long as PlayStation 4 is pumping games, it'll be a rough start for PlayStation 5 in the beginning. Yeah. I don't know, man. Again, I hear where you're going for it. It's just, again, I'm not used to this Sony. That's all I'm saying. This is not a move that I would expect from them. I would expect, from a marketing perspective, you never show what you're weaker to your competitor. You hold that out. I remember even with the PlayStation 4 Pro, remember they would do little marketing things to not let you know that the X was the more powerful system. They would say little specific buzzwords and focus on what they did. And they did that for the most part. But when they threw the 10 up, I was surprised. I was like, oh, that's kind of like you admitting defeat on that part, which is, I mean, it's honest. You know what I'm saying? We knew they were. It was just surprising. That's all. But all in all, it was a bad look. You know, I did not like it at all. Yes, I understand it's GDC. Yes, I understand it's for that crowd. But at the end of the day, for them to be this quiet for so long, and this is the first time we see them on stage or in any capacity for a while, this was very disappointing. I'm not trying to excuse it. So we just got to see how they bounce back.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna go ahead and end this. You know, I appreciate everyone coming through. Definitely hit that like button. Thanks. You know, you guys came through. You know, we're about to go up, but after we leave, definitely go there and give Kidsmoove some support, man. He in there. He's in his bag right now. I've been looking at his stream. He's happy. But you know, I talk to everyone like, do not miss IOP this week, you guys. Do not miss IOP.
Receipt season.
Yeah. We out. Peace.
Peace.